I would argue that Psychic Frog, Tameo, and Orcish Bowmaster are ninjas at heart, and that's way more valuable than the creature type ninja. Okay, welcome back, vintage gamers, to a stream featuring exquisite play where I know how to count mana and I know how all the cards in my deck works. You can consider this stream professional level play. We're gonna play ninjas today. Yes, professional level ninjas today in the Vintage Challenge. So we are embracing the vintage brewing ideology of play as many good cards as possible so that you can play fun, not so good cards. So today we have a blue-black tempo deck that is splashing ninjas into it. Theoretically, in the past, legacy ninja decks have done a lot of things to enable ninjas, like Changeling Outcast and Ornithopter. Today, screw the bad cards, and we can just play Tameo, Orcish Bowmaster, and Psychic Frog, playing the very best that Dimir has to offer, while still giving us some returnable targets for our Yuriko Tiger's Shadow. Commander Ninjutsu, reveal cards off the top, opponent loses life, so you can do some cool things like Mystical Tutor for a Delve spell, Dome Them for 8. We've got Ingenious Infiltrator, when ninjas do combat damage, draw a card. And then we have Kaito, Bane of Nightmares, who I've actually never cast and only just read right now. This is doing some work in basically every other format, modern, standard, legacy. It seems to be a hexproof ninja that has a lot of versatility in it. So we'll see how this plays out in Vintage. We're going to back up our blue-black tempo plan with, ponders, forces, restricted blue cards, a lot of restricted blue cards, restricted black cards, and then a bunch of fatal pushes. I'm trying a different thing in the mana base here. We're going to try to fit a Stink in the Super as our catch-all answer spell, as well as a Mystic Sanctuary into our base island mana base. I'm going to have Gush and Mystic Sanctuary. And then in the sideboard, I've got a bunch of cards for Dredge, a bunch of cards for Jewel, a bunch of cards for Mono White, and a bunch of Flusterstorms for when I get inevitably a Doomsday. Yeah, so this is, like I said, a legacy port going into Vintage of ninjas, but I'm trying to stay away from things like Ornithopter and Changeling Outcast and Retrofitter Foundry and play more generically strong Tameo, Bowmaster, Frog tile cards. That's the plan. It might not work. It might work. Maybe we win a challenge with ninjas. I will see you in round 1. All right, here we are in round 1. Apparently, it's been 5 years since I top 40 Vintage Challenge with ninjas. Let's see what we can do here against John, typically on Jewel Shops. We're looking for... Is this a keep versus Jewel Shops? I mean, it has to be, right? It just has to be. I can't imagine ever mulliganing this. If this isn't a keep, I'll be sad. So we're going for the upkeep Ancestral. We're looking for forces. We do have 6 forces in our deck. I thought about maybe playing a 7th, but uh-oh. Chancellor of the Annex. Ay. What are we doing about that? Chancellor of the Annex. I think we're just... Are we getting a Tameo countered? Like, fetch basic island, get a Tameo countered? But, Tameo's pretty good against Mono White initiative. It always... Oh, wait. Tameo doesn't steal the initiative, right? Tameo steals jewels, but doesn't steal the initiative because it doesn't deal damage. So, I guess we could just throw this Tameo away. That way we are free to do whatever we want on the next turn. All right. So, unfortunately, our hand is definitely not bad against initiative, but the fact that we can't play a turn 1 spell is bad. And we have no counter magic, so we'll have to see what they decide to play here. Frog is quite good against the initiative, though. Bowmaster can be pretty reasonable, just as, stealing and blocking. That's probably fine for us. They definitely have to name Frog, right? As for removal in the main, I'm only on 1 sync, 3 fatal push, but post board I have a lot of stuff. So I think this Peacekeeper has to name Frog, but they might be baited into naming Ancestral, in which case we can like play Frog and wipe down the whole board with this big, large Frog. I don't know exactly how much removal Mono White is playing these days. Maybe like 4 March or something? I'll have to go look. Mono White's removal suite definitely changes from month to month. They named Ancestral. Interesting. I think I would have named Frog, given the information, but I'm seeing 4 March of the Otherworldly Light. I'm seeing 4 March of the Otherworldly Light. Okay, that seems like it's the consensus. So a Force would be a great draw. I mean, I have to just jam a Frog here. It's going to be my best play. But yeah, if they have a March of the Otherworldly Light for the Frog, then this game gets pretty hard. I guess even just a Seasoned Engineer from here gets pretty hard. So they do have a Cavern. So Cavern on Human, Seasoned Engineer. Cavern on Cleric. White Plume Adventurer then. They have to be pretty afraid of this Frog, right? Am I willing to throw 2 cards away to make them use a white? I mean, if they have like March of the Otherworldly Light, pitch a card from their hand, and then play a White Plume Adventurer, it's pretty bad for me. But I could just like... I mean, I can take 3. Like, I can just not risk this. 3 is fine. I think it's too bad for me if I have to lose 2 cards. What do they have? A Archon? Oh, they have a March of the Otherworldly Light. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's really good for them. But it did take up their whole turn because they chose to pay mana for it. Definitely am looking for a land here. I have a Fatal Push. Okay, so I can Demonic Tutor for a fetch land. Would that make the most sense? I think Demonic Tutor for a fetch land is the play that I'm interested in here. I just want to keep making land drops so I can have the ability to play all my stuff. Let's get a Polluted Delta so I can fetch a basic swamp. I'll leave 1 basic island in my deck for the initiative. I don't think I'm gonna... I actually do think I'm just going to snap off a Fatal Push on this. I do think the 3 life matters, and I want to cast Ancestral next turn no matter what anyways, so... I'm gonna go fetch a basic swamp and Fatal Push this. Does open me up to like my opponent playing, you know, other creatures here, but I think I'm just mostly interested in casting this Ancestral. DT for Lotus? That's definitely possible. I consider DT for Lotus, but I felt like hitting my land drops was more important. But there's definitely some upside to... Wow, okay. That's Ancestral Recall. Another Fatal Push? That's got to be nuts here. All right, I mean, I got to be completely winning from this spot. Is playing a Frog better than Twister Wheel killing them? No. Well, I mean, Twister Wheel killing them is kind of weakened to a second March of the Otherworldly Light. So I think I am going to play a Frog first. And then especially if they forge onto this thing, I have a really nice Fatal Push. This thing is stealing the initiative anyways, so they're not even forging. They're going down the Lost Well. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame anybody for wanting to go Bowmaster Wheel lethal here, but I do think that there's a possibility that their hand contains a second March of the Otherworldly Light. Just the way that these hands have been sequenced out, like they haven't really played powerful threats, so their hand is likely lands or more marches, right? And I think we're winning this game long term, so I don't think there's any reason to rush the Bowmaster. They went 1 top, 1 bottom. They have a Witch Enchanter. I don't have anything, right? Cool. Is it even worth Fatal Pushing? No, they exiled the Chancellor to the Chromox. No, I think I'm just gonna fetch a Undersea Sewers. Oh, that's got to be game winning. Okay, yeah. So this just wins pretty much. They're tapped out of white mana, right? So. Okay. So I am going to fly my frog. And then I'm going to attack. And I'm going to pitch card. Yeah, so I'm going to pitch Fatal Push and Kaido and play Bowmaster Time Walk and then untap and Twister. Yeah, this went very well. Oh, I get to even see what their next card is? What their last cards were? They had White Plume and Mox. Okay, so I'm going to play Time Walk. I'm going to play a Bowmaster. I don't even need the Time Twister. I think I win this game just with like Frog, Jump, pitch all my cards, right? So I can Forge onto my Frog, 5 damage, pitch 3 cards, 8 damage, jump and kill them. I don't even need the Time Twister. All right. Professional level play right there. Draw the restricted card, right? Snuff Out is great here. Knight of Infamy is very specifically for this. Feed the Swarm is a little less good, but I think still removal spell, so it comes in. And then, what do we want to take out? I don't need, well, they're going to bring in 4 Swords to Plowshares. Oh, they don't play 4 Swords to Plowshares. I guess it depends on the build, but a bunch of these builds are just not playing swords. Interesting. I wasn't aware that the current builds were just not on swords. Some of them have 2 swords. Okay, then in that case, I don't really need Mental Misstep, Gataxian Probe. How do we beat a knight? We just go wide or something? I don't know. Counter it? Time Twister combo? Like, lots of things. I think I want all my basics. Do I want negations? Do I want ponders? I feel like ponder is kind of bad. Who has time to be pondering? Negation hitting mana is still good. I don't think we want Consign. On the play, Consign's a bit better because you can hit their mana rocks, but then like on the draw, all you're really hitting is triggers. So I would say no. We can run like this. Seems reasonable. Well, Sync is a land. So Sync is a blue card that pitches the force and a land. So it's never bad. This has a Fatal Push and a force. Pretty down. 2 forces, I guess. Do I have to counter Sapphire? I really don't want to counter Sapphire. Oh, second one is pretty bad for me because this means they can Cavern 3-drop. And if it's an Archon, it's really bad for me. I think I'm priced into countering the second one, unfortunately. Chalice on 0 is fine. Cavern, okay. So next turn. I bought myself a whole turn here to develop my mana. I immediately drew one of my 3/0 drops. Would have let me actually just cast the Infiltrator on turn 1. All right, fair enough. I don't think Chalice on 0 is particularly good against my deck, but it did work out here. All right, it's a human. It's a Peacekeeper. So I have to fetch. Then they name Fatal Push. It's pretty bad for me. But if I don't fetch, it's super bad for me. So pretty sure I'm supposed to get the other. No, I'm gonna get a swamp. All right. I mean, drawing the Black Lotus was extremely bad. Maybe I'll draw a frog here and it'll make up for it. Chalice on 1 would be a lot better, yeah. Chalice on 1 would have been a lot better. I mean, they just knew I was going to draw Black Lotus, you know? I drew another Fatal Push. Well, if I can draw another fetch land and not get wastelanded, I think we'll be okay. If not, we have a lot of problems with this hand. Maybe I should have kept the Gush instead of the Infiltrator. I didn't really think that would be a thing. Wow, we have a post-combat season dungeon here. That seems interesting. All right, I need to draw fetch land right now. Right now, I need to draw fetch land. Snuff out could be... No, probably not. I drew a frog. Certainly not bad. I failed to tap my mana in the correct number of ways. Yeah, no, it's still really bad for me. If I draw a fetch land, though, I think we're actually in a pretty good spot. So they can attack with both and then make this unblockable? No, they're just going to attack with this. Okay. I feel like my opponent is losing a lot of damage the way they're currently playing out this game. They kept a card on top, or they revealed another anointed Peacekeeper. Okay. Thanks, Jusum. Another Cavern? On Archon? Oh, that actually beats us because we can't trigger Revolt. All right, fair enough, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really unhappy with the way I played this game, but all right, I'm going to discard a Black Lotus, and then I'm going to fly and see if I can get them to trade with this Archon, or like lose their Archon. Oh. It still doesn't trigger Revolt, though, so I die. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. There's just no way I can trigger Revolt. That's really frustrating. Oh, if my opponent hadn't blocked, I could ninjutsu this in, trigger Revolt, get a basic, but I got a basic swamp instead of a basic island. Maybe I should have let my frog die. Oh. I'm an idiot. I could have just not pumped my frog. Oh, no, I had to pump my frog to fly. What if I kill their Archon, and then... No, I can't, because I can... Oh, I can cast 2 pushes on my opponent's turn. Well, I can pass any push on my opponent's turn. So what if I just do... Discard this force. Kill this thing. And then I go... Oh, I could have still infiltrated. Ah, no, I couldn't infiltrate because I got blocked. I got blocked. Okay, hold on. So if I push my frog and then I push the seasoned engineer, then I take 3, 5, go to 1. Oh, I'm thinking about if I push my frog because it technically lets me live, but then I still think I just always die. Oh no, because this push costs 3. Okay, you're right. All right, I'm dead here. Yeah. So I actually could have. Oh wait, no. My first push always costs 3, right? So even if I like chumped with the frog, like attacked with the frog and didn't do anything, then I still have to play 3. Okay, this just sucks. Because then I would have the Archon to deal with. Okay, I should probably have sat and thought about that one a little bit more. On the play, do I probably want consigns over negations? Try this again. I had to draw a fetch land. Well, I had to draw a fetch land, make that attack, had that thing block. And then I die, though. I don't know if fetch land does it either. I had to draw a fetch land before I got Archon, maybe. I have a Snuff Out and a Tameo. I think that's bad. I mean, I could just play a fetch and pass and go under City Sewers to try to draw a land, and I have a Snuff Out. Is that good enough? I just feel like I'm going to not draw enough lands and die. But I do have an Undercity Sewers to help me draw a land. It feels like I have to mulligan this hand, though, because I just need another land in it. Oh, I guess an Undercity Sewers is not a Snuff Out, right? So, oh no, an Undercity Sewers would be a Snuff Out. But I think even looking at the top 2 cards, it's too risky. Try mulliganing this. This has similar problems, but I'm pretty sure we have to keep this one. We can get an Underground Sea and cast a Ponder. I think we cast a Ponder and then bottom a Bowmaster because we have a Knight to steal the initiative anyways. Because we need to be able to maybe want to force. Oh man. I don't think we're dead to Chancellor. We just play a fetch land and pass, and then we hold up force and we force their first thing and pay, and then we, you know, move from there. I don't think we're dead to Chancellor. Definitely don't want to see a Chancellor though. My opponent kept a 7, and I'm gonna bottom a Bowmaster. Oh, they have a Chancellor. Okay. I really don't want to fetch a basic island here. I'm just gonna hold up and force their first thing. I guess it depends on how they play this out. Oh, they have basic planes go? Now what do I do? Now what do I do? Do I just Undercity Sewers? I think so. Snuff Out. I have to bottom this. I need a land. Graveyard this. Things are bad. Am I getting wastelanded? Chrome Mox. Not just snap off a counterspell on this. That's it? Oh. Shirt mine? Black Lotus. Psychic Frog Swamp. I feel like we just take the swamp, make the land drop, and then draw frog next turn. I guess we could technically just like play a Lotus right now and theoretically play them both next turn. It doesn't seem very good. The Lotus will turn on my Fatal Push later too. Okay. I kind of try to not to force things because I feel like they will have March of the Otherworldly Light for my frog. All right, I think I'm down for this. I want to see if I can keep these forces for a March of the Otherworldly Light, but if my opponent plays like a Mana Crypt, then obviously I'm going to counter it. Nothing. That's really good for me. Classic mono white initiative mana base. I mean, they most assuredly have like 3 drops and removal, right? Here's the first removal spell. I'm gonna force it because if my frog lives, I win. And then if it doesn't, they have to cast another March on the next turn. Pitching Seasoned Dungeoneer. All right. Yeah, they have 2 marches. Okay. I mean, they still had to use 4 spells to do this. I don't think that's like the end of the world. It's kind of what I assumed was in their hand, though. Let's get a Lotus and a Knight of Infamy. Hopefully they give us the initiative. All right, new fresh cards are coming. Brainstorm. Don't think it's time to cast this Brainstorm. Ooh, it has Exalted. That's nice. All right, now I think it's time to cast this Brainstorm. Tameo Bowmasters. I feel like Bowmasters is not very good here, but I do want a Tameo, so... I don't think a Bowmaster is like very useful here. I would rather see fresh cards. I mean, I could see where you wanna. I don't know. I just don't feel like a Bowmaster. Like I feel like the main use of Bowmaster is steal the initiative, and I have a pro white creature, so I don't really see a use for it. Oh, they hit a mana. They're gonna. Oh, why would they pay 3 life? What does that mean? Containment Priest or something? What does that mean? Why do you pay 3 life there? Feed the Swarm. It's pretty good. So am I supposed to... Oh. This doesn't do anything. This is pro white. I mean, I lost 1 damage from not exalted, but I gain a card. This triggers Revolt, actually. That's kind of sick. So the question is, like, I feel like I want to draw a card every turn. Though, if I flip next turn instead, I can get back to using Exalted. I mean, this card absolutely doesn't do anything besides stops ninjutsu of non-Kaido units, right? I could hit Strip Mine. I could hit Frog. I could hit... I'm just gonna crack this. Looks like I got everything. I can Gush because I haven't hit a land drop yet. There's a Kaido. My Gush could let me play a Frog. Do I want to play a Frog? Or do I want to save this for, like... Does it matter what I choose to do? Maybe I just feed... We could just play at Kaido. And Surveil 2 and draw. Oh, I think everything is so good that it doesn't matter. I kind of want to play a Frog, to be honest with you. I'm gonna use all my mana. I could definitely be convinced that there are other ways to play that are slightly more optimal, but like, I don't really care. Do I want to pitch some cards? I mean, I can Tameo and buy back Snuff Out. So like, no. They didn't even want to see, man. They didn't even want to see. This Tameo is so good. Look at the cards in my yard. Ancestral Gush, Fatal Push, Force of Will, Snuff Out. I'm winning on this attack, right? Like I just bring back Snuff Out, I Snuff Out, I attack for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can just do 10 damage. Like wow. Okay, here we go. Round 2, Vintage Challenge. Possible Doomsday Gamer. Got a Bowmaster and a Force. That's a keep. Ancestral Recall, Tameo, Kaito. I feel like Kaito is too much mana. So I'll take the 2 1-drops. All right, what do you got for me? Are we Doomsday Gaming? Or are we off it? Don't bizarre me. All right, Doomsday Gaming. Preordain. Usually choose Ordain, not Pre, but... So I assume here I'm just going to pass and leave open the ability to Bowmaster Ancestral Force. Then I have to fetch away this Kaito. I do technically have a 3rd land, but probably want to be able to pitch that to Force. I guess I could theoretically just pitch the Infiltrator to Force. I definitely don't want to cast Ancestral, though. Just, like, opens it up too much. We can play this game on the slower side. I don't think I want to Ponder. I guess it is a blue card for Force. I'd rather just hit another land. Ponder could be reasonable, though. I could just play a Tameo. But, like, if I have 3 lands, then I can Ancestral through a Flusterstorm if they do nothing. I think I just want to Graveyard a Ponder. I really want to see is, like, another Force. I want to see lands. That's kind of good, too, isn't it? Is that what I want to be doing right now? I do kind of want to just be stopping them for having mana advancement. Yeah, I do think that's what I want. I don't know if there's like an opportune moment for this strip mine. I feel like this is a... So here's a problem, right? Like this looks like a good Bowmaster spot, right? But then I lose one of my pieces of interaction. Like if my opponent just has a combo with Force backup, I lose. I mean, I just have to Bowmaster though, right? Like I can't not Bowmaster here. I don't know. I don't have double pieces of interaction though. Oh, I got my Bowmaster dazed. Yeah. That's basically the worst possible outcome. Because now the strip mine doesn't do anything. I mean, they were on what, 1 days? I played looks really bad from my side. I feel like I played this out terribly then. I don't know, man. I mean, I have to strip mine, right? I guess do I just have to not Bowmaster no matter what? It feels so bad. Like, why are we playing Bowmaster if I can't ever Bowmaster into a Brainstorm, right? But it does seem like it's my... Oh, they binned a land. That's not a good sign. I feel like we're just dead. I mean, I did play horribly, so I deserve to lose, but like, I don't know, man. Not playing with Moxen in your deck is really, really... Like, I know I have some Moxen in my deck, but not playing with, like, 5 Moxen in your deck just feels so bad. Just extremely constrained. I don't know, like, what am I supposed to do in that sequence? Like, I have a strip mine, I'm supposed to use it. So I think the answer is I just have to not cast Bowmaster into that spot. Doesn't that feel awful? Because it feels awful, but you just have to let it happen. I kind of want to get a Tameo going. I don't know. Like, my opponent is going to combo kill me with multiple pieces of interaction because they've cast 7 cantrips this game. So I'm not really sure, like, what my counterplay is. I haven't presented a clock, which is the main thing you need to do against Doomsday, is present a clock. I mean, I can put his Infiltrator in. Like, maybe there was a spot where I was supposed to just cast Ancestral anyways, but it doesn't feel like there was. Another Bowmaster. Do they have Fatal Push's main anymore, or no? Pretty sure I'm going to put a Ninjutsu guy in. I wanted to hit a land there, but I can use a sink, so it's fine. And then, do I want to replay? No, I feel like I want to give myself the ability to play any and all of these cards. Don't feel like I want another Tameo in play. I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to die is the problem. Like, what kind of counterplay do I have to my opponent? It's like simply going for a kill. Like, it doesn't feel like one force and one ancestral is ever going to be enough. I probably should have just thrown out an ancestral at some point in this game because I'm always going to be constrained on mana. Is that the case? I probably need to play this matchup maybe 20 more times to figure out exactly how I want to play it. This is definitely a spot where I feel that the inexperience of the matchup is hurting me a lot. I don't think you should ever really force a dig there. You kind of have to hope the dig is just not that good. And it can be. 7 cards is not tutoring, but I can't imagine ever forcing a dig there. But I think I'm just dead no matter what, so I'm not really sure it matters too much. Oh, they're just going to go Oracle Console? Well, that actually gives me 2 pieces of interaction, so... Or maybe they're just blocking. Oh, I mean, this is my best opportunity by far, so... Like this gives me 2 pieces of interaction. My opponent actually has to have multiple pieces of counter magic. Like, they're going to. But, like... I can't beat a Flusterstorm here no matter what, so... This game is... I mean, the strip mine play was obviously horrendous, but, like... This is what happens when you don't establish a clock versus Doomsday. They just draw infinite cards and win. And like, I had a good hand and I had good cards, but I didn't play them in a way that actually punished my opponent for just cantripping and doing nothing. So I would say if I play this game over, I would have a lot higher chance of winning if I played a more aggressive line than I chose to play. But yeah. Like, this deck inherently doesn't have a horrible Doomsday matchup, but it is just really slow. Like, your threats are just... Like, none of your threats are fast enough, especially when you don't have enough Moxen. But the good news is I have 2 Consigns and 2 Flusterstorms coming in. I have to pick and choose here. Yeah. Oh, these pushes are all bad. If my opponent plays like a Shieldred or whatever, I'll just rely on the forces and the Sink into Stupor. And then I can probably get rid of the basic swamp. But like I said, I don't think that game was unwinnable. I do feel that if I had played better, I would have had a better chance. Like this hand actually does it a lot better because I can go Tamio and then infiltrate. And the thing with like an infiltrator or a frog is they're putting pressure on both my opponent's life total while drawing me extra counter magic. So it's really important to get a threat like that down early. And I guess like theoretically Bowmaster could have been that, but I played into a million problems. Didn't draw land here. My opponent has Murktide Regent in their deck, huh? Interesting. My hand could use a land, though. I don't really know if I want to give my opponent the information of what's in my hand. I mean, we wouldn't know that they had 4 Force of Wills in Exile. They probably had double Flusterstorm, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, maybe we could have forced the consult. I mean, it kind of depends on like how many Flusterstorms are in their deck. I think they had double Flusterstorm though if they didn't have any forces. Like they're not gonna go for a consult kill when they're very clearly winning, unless they think they are 100% to win through multiple pieces of action. But yeah, maybe I'm supposed to force a consult. Like the problem is like if you force the consult and they just let it happen, it's actually really good for them because they have a 1/3 that's blocking my 2/3, and they're still winning, and they got rid of a force out of my hand for free. Like that's a big problem with forcing a consult there. Is it's actually like really good for them, even if they don't win the game on the spot. I'm just trying to figure out how good not showing my opponent what I have is here. I think it's quite good to not show my opponent what I have going on here. I don't think it's unreasonable to force the consult, by the way. I think all of the situation is like damned if you do, damned if you don't. We fell so far behind because our opponent outdrew us like 10 cards to 1. My opponent shuffled their library off that ponder, so they're also still looking for a land, it looks like. We need to hit a land here. That's a great hit. That's so good for us. Because now I get my infiltrator in. I still have a force. I'm drawing cards and dealing damage. This is a much better start than last game. I mean, there's also like a bunch of problems where it's just I don't 100% know the answer, Lumby, because I made this deck before the tournament. It's a new brew. I haven't played any matches versus Doomsday with it, so like I'm learning and trying to figure out heuristics on the fly. But I mean, we have a general idea of like we can easily see what went wrong in the first game, right? And I have, played other decks that are similar in style versus Doomsday. But Doomsday is really interesting in Vintage. It's a very strong and well-oiled machine. It does what it's trying to do, and it does what it's trying to do very fast. And although it can be a very fast deck, it is also just like the most resilient deck because it is playing entirely draw cards and counter spells. We are going to have to fight over the Murktide for sure. I mean, I'm not happy about it, but like we are definitely going to. I don't think I want to vamp for a land. A Time Walk is pretty nice. I want to be able to hold up Flusterstorm Force. Let's see what I draw first, because this will always be a draw trigger too. And that is a land. So I wonder if I'm supposed to vamp for a Time Walk. I know 3 of my opponent's 6 cards. I know that they didn't shuffle on this ponder, and they probably drew a land off it, but we don't know 100%. I don't know if is a Time Walk high enough action here for it to be worth using a vamp Time Walk for. It's got to be, right? But it does expose me to a point where if they were to counter, I don't get to hold up Flusterstorm, so it's pretty bad in that sense. I could always get another Tamio back down. I don't know if that's high value. It kind of did the job it's supposed to do. We are kind of drawing more cards than our opponent now, which is quite nice. Oh, wait, I could just use the Springs for the Murktide. Maybe I should have done that. I wouldn't have to fight over the Murktide. Maybe this signals I don't care about the Murktide. It was pretty bad, I think. But I need to hit a land drop, right? Should I have Vamp for a land drop that wasn't Springs so that I could keep my Springs for the Murktide? I don't know. They're already at 12 here. I have Force Fluster. I have a draw spell. I have a Vamp. I can Vamp for a Yuriko. I can Vamp for a Time Walk. I mean, I guess it depends on if I get another turn or not here. I mean, I assume they go for the Murktide before they go for a win. And we'll still have the Fluster for combo-oriented gaming. If they go for a Doomsday, I feel like it's a let resolve angle. We didn't sideboard out the Kaidos, no. I had a bunch of Fatal Pushes that I sideboarded out for more counter magic. For Time Walk. I kind of just like the idea of Flusterstorming this Time Walk and putting the onus on my opponent to, like, kill us. But then I don't have a time. Then I don't have a Flusterstorm. But if I make to the next turn, they have, like, a lot more... Oh, yeah, I guess Kaido does answer. That's true. I can't use the Kaido mid-combat, though, right? So I'd have to, like, cast it. I don't know how I feel about this Time Walk. What does Vamping in response do for us? Like, try to bait a counterspell from them? Or protects us from daze? What are we Vamping for? Are we Vamping for a Yuriko? Are we Vamping for just a Time Walk? Of our own? Are we Vamping for a Kaido? I don't know. I'm still not sure what we're Vamping for. I think Kaido is like a lot of mana, though. Like, we have to always be able to leave up a Flusterstorm. If we don't Flusterstorm right now... Isn't it worse if I Vamp first and I Fluster, if they, like, Fluster back in daze or something? Maybe I'm not worried about that sequence. I mean, Kaido has Yuriko has a chance of winning on the spot. Let's try it. There's a lot of choices here. I don't know which one is the best, obviously, so. They have a Dark Ritual Pay. I feel like I have to force now, because now I'm on nothing. I feel like I have to force now. I mean, if they have another force, they were winning anyways, right? So it doesn't really matter. Am I always attacking first? I can't cruise first unless I hit a fetch land. If I were to hit a fetch land after, sorry, if I were to cruise, I need to make sure I stack these draws correctly, right? So I need to put the 2 Yuriko triggers. Let me just make sure this doesn't auto stack. Okay. Well, I'm not drawing. I'm just trying to maximize this thing here. So I'm going to draw the 2 cards off of this in case I find Mystical Tutor, so I can Mystical Tutor for a dig and win. So I guess I'm just going to cruise afterwards, probably. Okay. So black, blue, Yuriko. Damage, 4 triggers. I'm going to put the 2 Yuriko triggers on the stack first, followed by the other 2 draw triggers. I'm going to draw. Okay. I'm going to draw. Okay. I guess at that point we just let these go naturally. Land. Demonic tutor. So now what do we do? Fetch treasure cruise, probably. We need to try to find another force. Oh, I could mystical sanctuary. Back a force or a flusterstorm and then ancestral into it. Shit. I was gonna try to keep ancestral as like an action card if I wanted to. Oh wait, this thing is not an island. Okay, so I can't do that. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna just cast cruise then. All I need to see here is a bunch of counter magic, right? I hit no counter magic. That's really bad. I mean, I can DT for a force. I could DT for a Lotus and then cast Ancestral into Brainstorm into Ponder. That seems crazy, but I feel like it could end up in a better spot. The problem is I've already played a land, right? So the only way I'm holding up a Flusterstorm is if I hit a land. But I've already used one of my Flusterstorms. So is it better to try to DT Ancestral Brainstorm and try to find two forces that way? Or is it better to just DT for a force? I have 5 forces in my deck. I'm going so deep, though. I'm going Ancestral, draw 3, Brainstorm, draw 3, Ponder, could shuffle or something. I guess I don't have to do it right away. I could just hold open Ancestral Brainstorm, Brainstorm on their turn. If they play a Murktide, what's our plan? Just attack through it. This is really hard. I'm not really very confident on how I'm supposed to play this out. We do have Kaitos, but I played the Springs earlier. Man. I guess I still get a Yuriko and I still get 2 triggers even if they play a Murktide and I just suicide attack, right? Are they just going to go for the Doomsday? So does it make sense to cast... Does it make sense to do anything? Or do I just let this go resolve? Make them play a draw spell? And then work off that? I mean, this doesn't technically do anything, so I should just let this resolve. I know they have Murktide Regent, 3 unknowns. I'm going to see their whole deck. I have access to a Ponder, a Brainstorm, and an Ancestral. See what happens. Now I definitely have lethal if they have to pass the turn, so... But, like, right now, it's more likely that I just try to get an Ancestral kill. I almost wish we had just tutored a force. But we also have this Brainstorm. I don't know. So that could help us, too. Are we supposed to Brainstorm first in response to something? I mean, it depends, right? Like, they didn't have a force last time. We know one of their cards is Murktide Regent. Depends on, like, what cards they have. They could have had days for the force. Yeah, but they're not that many. Like I said, there's, like, 1 days, right? Sometimes there's 2 days. I mean, maybe we just are forced to go ancestral ourselves, brainstorm ourselves, and see where we end up at the end of it. It feels real rough, but kind of depends on like what we see from their Doomsday pile. They also have to like make a play that draws them cards here. Like they might have to play a land and Tonder, or they could have the Gush in their hand. I don't know. It's not very straightforward. This whole game has not been very straightforward. The whole match has not been very straightforward. It's been very, very hard, and I think I've made like I've had a lot of choices, and I feel like I've made medium to medium, like probably more like medium minus choices. Maybe you could even probably go less than that. Not pro play. All right. Here comes Doomsday. Cycle Street Wraith, they go to 1. So they can't have a Force of Will anymore. So they can no longer force me. They're going to draw into Gush. They're going to draw down to 4 and Gush down to... Wait, so don't they just lose now? Because if they Gush, I respond by Ancestraling targeting them. They can't counter their own Gush and they lose. So I think this looks like a recall kill. Because they can't force their own thing anymore. They could daze it. Fuck. No, there's a daze on the ground right now. If I let it resolve, they play a Lotus. Like, it doesn't change. They can play a land drop, too. And then they can hold open Flusterstorm. I'm definitely not supposed to let it resolve. That can't possibly be right. That's just throwing the whole game away. I'm trying to figure out... hold on. I'm trying to see if they play 2 dazes or not. I'm going to go look at their last list. They play 1 daze. Okay, so this is lethal. The only reason this works is because my opponent is at 1, so they can't force. So I'm going to let them draw 3 cards, and then normally this wouldn't work because my opponent would force their own Gush and then play Lotus Oracle. But because they're at 1, they can't force, and they don't have any lands in play. So this Ancestral always resolves, and this Gush always resolves, meaning they're going to draw out and die. If you let the Gush resolve, it means they get to make a land drop, cast their Lotus, and they'll have the ability to have Flusterstorm up because they have their land drop. So if you let this Gush resolve, you lose. All right, my 3 cards off of Brainstorm. So I would have drawn a negation if I had targeted myself. And then I would have drawn a second negation after brainstorming. So, I mean, I could have definitely gone... I definitely would have ended up in a pretty decent spot if I had gone the other way. And I had gone Ancestral myself, Brainstorm myself. I'd have double negation. So, things to think about as well. But because my opponent used a Street Wraith there and not a Dark Ritual, not a Gush, the Ancestral target them line works. So, all right, game 3. Yeah, and I think we were probably supposed to win game 1 if I was not terrible at Magic. This hand's good. This is turn 1 Frog with Force. Always keeping this. Sure. Trap? Ravenous Trap? No, not Ravenous Trap. I would not play Ravenous Trap in this matchup. They went top bottom. I'm gonna hold my fetch because I can do more things with my fetch. I'm gonna play a frog. I got a frog in there. I am dazeable here though, so they can go turn 2 Doomsday combo with Force backup, turn 2 Doomsday combo with Daze backup. Obviously, all those things can work. But yeah. Brainstorm is fine. Right. We learned about that in pregame. We could hit with the frog, get a draw, and then ninjutsu after. I don't know if that's particularly good. Because then I'm losing my ability to frog. Like, I think pitching a bunch of cards to frog is something that's more likely to happen. I guess that could theoretically both happen, but like I'm pretty sure we want to keep frog in play and deal as much damage as we can. The clock has to be real here. Probe. All right, well, they know what we got. Are they gonna like fatal push the frog? That we just let happen. Oh, they're gonna duress me. I could theoretically discard my force and my Kaido to my frog. Probably just let them take the force though. I'm just trying to figure out if it's like more valuable to just put 2 counters on this frog. Because I think that's actually a legitimate play from this spot. Because they're always taking the force here no matter what. Are we ever playing our Kaido? I don't think so. My gut instinct is I'm just supposed to discard both of these things to frog. So I'm going to. Yeah, but Kaido costs mana. I don't think we want to Undercity Sewers. I think we just hit with a frog and... Do I want to pitch a land? So the problem with Undercity Sewersing is... It's not going to let me play a frog and have a flood. I mean, I kind of just need a force, right? So maybe I just have to always Undercity Sewers here. Yeah, that's probably correct. Like, I'm pretty much going to die if I don't, so... Mystical Sanctuary is really far out. Bowmaster. Is there any world in which Bowmaster is enough from this spot? If I were to throw all of my cards into Frog, deal them 6, putting them to 11. If they were to cast Doomsday, they would go to 5. Bowmaster has them at 4. And then they would gush to 2 and win. So no. So Bowmaster doesn't win from this spot. Unless they... It just probably doesn't win. I don't think I'm missing anything on that calculation. And that's with throwing all my cards into it. I'm certainly throwing a land and a Yuriko into it. Yeah, I think this doesn't do it. Maybe I keep the Yuriko for a blue card. I just throw the land into it. They know my whole hand. Definitely throwing the land into it. Okay. So I can't cast this right now, really. So I just play my frog. I don't think I play around D's for my gush. We only have 2 flusters. I guess we have 2 consigns, actually. And what does 1 frog really do from this spot? Okay, I think I actually will hold the Gush for... Because I do have 2 Fluster, 2 Consign. I mean, is Consign ever going to be good enough from here, though? Probably not. They are passing. I mean, they could just have a Fatal Push. And we drew the Fluster Storm. Wild. So I feel like we pre-combat Gush, floating blue, black, so that we can... it would turn on a Flusterstorm theoretically if I wanted to protect my frog. I don't think I ever want to protect my frog. But I'm always playing my Undercity Sewer to make my land drop anyway, so what I can do is play my second frog. Is that correct? Going to do that. I couldn't tell you if it's actually correct or not. I guess I theoretically... I want to use both of the floating mana. So I'm gonna Gush. Gotta play a little faster too. These spots are kind of hard. DT Force. All right, is it a new plan? Do I just cast a DT for another piece of counter magic? Blue. Yeah. I think it's just another force. And then I think I pitch the sewers. Okay. Vamp. Yep. This is like fine, right? I have double force Flusterstorm. Like, there's no reason to actually counter this. Maybe I'm just supposed to Flusterstorm this. Because if they play I can't Flusterstorm. I just let this resolve. They went to 0. There's an Oracle. Force the Oracle. So I played it like this, so that if my opponent flusters my force, I can fluster their fluster. But I'm not 100% sure it's correct. I think that's the best way to have played this out. I guess I didn't really look at their cards that they exiled, to be fair. I do like how I played this game, though. I think game 1, we had a lot of learning experiences. and we took those into games 2 and 3 and converted them into good play. And then if we were to go back and play game 1 again with the things we learned in the 3 games we played, I bet we would probably win game 1 as well. So, you know, playing a lot of Magic and being competent at Magic, it gets you so far, but reps are always going to help. It's just diminishing returns, obviously. Like once you hit a certain number of reps, then the amount of help you get from a rep is less useful. But I mean, the first rep in a matchup playing a deck is going to be a lot of help. So, all right, welcome to round 3. We are up against the Oops All Spells gamer. Should have a lot of counter magic and lots of good sideboard cards for the matchup. Our draw engines are very slow, so that's something that could really come back to bite us. We do have a bunch of fatal pushes in the main that could hurt us as well. But if we can take game 1, that'd be really good, as we're coming in with a ton of hate in game 2. On the play, it's really good for us as well. And then obviously can't keep this hand because it's too slow and our opponent is going to kill us. This hand has a keep. We've got clock guaranteed. You can get rid of this fatal push and we have a force. Yo, thanks for the sub. Thanks for hanging out today. I'm going to bottom this thing. And my opponent had mold to 6. They're now thinking about their 6-card hand. We basically have to mulligan to force against my opponent's deck. And then the best thing we can have is just like a turn 2 frog here. There's a pretty high chance that we are looking to do something like vamp for a land to guarantee a frog. Don't know if I want to do that. I might need to find like another force, right? So I got to think about some things here. Mulligan to 5. My opponent has mulligan to 5. Obviously, the Oops All Spells deck has to mulligan to a turn 1, turn 2-ish kill. That is what the deck is trying to do. Current builds for their Oops All Spells deck is 3 Chancellor, 4 Pact, 4 Force. 1 Charbelcher main, 3 Charbelcher board. Oh, they got some Vendettas. That's pretty cool. This is the latest Unifro build. Unifro basically... Whoa. Sorry about that. Unifro basically only plays Belcher. That's all they do. I think they're quite good at it from my point of view. So you're looking at Tinkers, Charbelcher, Packs, Chancellors, the normal stuff. Put it over here, actually. My opponent kept a 4-card hand. Obviously, they can still win on a 4-card hand, right? Black Lotus, Mana, Pact. It's a winning hand. Oh, with the thing. With a guy, obviously. Gonna go for the payoff. Usually always go for the payoff. Looks like no turn 1 here. So should I just vamp for an Ancestral? The problem is that means I'm not hitting my land drops, right? I could always go for an Undercity Sewers and try to manipulate the top card of my library. I could just vamp for a land and make sure I hit my frog and hope that 1 force is enough. I could go vamp for a Lotus and play Bowmaster and Frog. The problem is Bowmaster doesn't really do anything against my opponent's deck. So I don't think that does anything particularly good for us. I don't know. If I thought that strip mine was good here, I would probably consider strip mining. The problem is I just don't have a land drop, right? If I had a land drop, then like vamping for an Ancestral is really good. But is it worth is vamping for an Ancestral worth it? Like if I don't like, am I gonna Ancestral myself? Or am I gonna wait for an Ancestral on them? Ah. I wish I could guarantee a land with an Undercity Sewers, because then I wouldn't have to use my vamp. probably just going to vamp for a land and play a frog and ride the frog. Just hope that this is not a turn 2 kill with backup. I feel like that's my best. The problem is, like, the upside is... I'm not even sure the upside is, like, that good. I'm going to get another fetch land, I think. No, I think a land is better than a Lotus. I can always pitch the Bowmaster to Frog anyways, and I get one of the 2 damages, and they're not casting any draw spells. And I think I'd rather have a land to be able to do things after. So I'm going to just vamp for a fetch land. And then play a frog. And then I have to hope that I don't get killed through by force. Yep. They just do it every time to me. Mull to 4, no problem. I mean, I would have loved to take Ancestral there so I could have a second spell, but I don't know. Like, putting no threat means they don't go for it, right? What am I supposed to do, man? They're too good. Triple Narcomoeba, Thassa's Oracle, still on 3 Chancellor. Dread return. All right. Oh, yeah. London Mulligan is way too broken. But that's a problem for another day. We got Null Rods. We've got Ravenous Trap. We've got Leyline of the Voids. We've got Flusterstorms. I'm not sure we're bringing Flusterstorms. We've got Consigned to Memories. Flusterstorm looks pretty bad. Not sure Flusterstorm is good. And then I'm just going to take out, like, so much. Anything that isn't, like, Frog, basically. My opponent is not boarding into, like, Shielders or anything. They're boarding into Charpelchers. Can probably take one Swamp out here as well. So I just want to keep bringing in every piece of hate, and I still have threats. I guess my best other card here would be Infiltrator, maybe? Something like this. Yeah, I don't know. So, like, I had the option of vamping for an Ancestral, but the problem is I was missing my land drop, right? So I don't play a Frog. They're not really forced to combo. Is it good to have Ancestral? And then later, like, say I miss a land drop again, right? Then what am I doing? I'm just sitting there with an Ancestral and Force while they build up their hand. Doesn't really feel like that's the correct play. Strip Mine definitely wouldn't have done anything. I don't know. I don't feel like I made the wrong play. I feel like I just died. But to, like, lose to a combo on turn 2 with pack backup after they mulled to 4 is quite rough. But I guess that's just game 1 versus Oops All Spells. Game 2, you have 11 cards to bring in because it's like the problem with Oops All Spells as a deck in Vintage. Like, it's a very high power deck. It's a deck that has got the power level to be good in Vintage. The problem is it is bad against every card that someone plays in their sideboard. If you bring in, if you have cards in your sideboard for Dredge, which you need 5 to 6 of them to be even feasible against Dredge in Vintage, that's 5 to 6 cards that are coming in versus Oops All Spells. And then if Jewel is a deck in the format, or Shops combo, or PO is a combo, like all those decks, you probably have another 4 or 5 cards in your sideboard for those decks. And those cards are all also good against Oops All Spells. So basically every deck in the format is bringing in 10 to 12 cards against Oops All Spells postboard, which ends up putting them in a very rough spot. That's why I was hoping to steal a game 1, but unlikely. All right, I'm on the play. My hand does not have any of my hate pieces. It just has a Flusterstorm and some slow creatures. I'm gonna mulligan this. My 7-card hand has 0 counter magic, 0 hate pieces. Impressive. I am struggling here. I boarded in 11 cards. I haven't seen any of them. They're mulliganing to 6. I mean, I can use this. I could keep this hand. Bottom of Brainstorm. I can go vamp for a force and probe into a force. I just don't think that's very good. I think I would rather just mulligan to my 12 cards again. I just can't hit. I just cannot hit any of the cards I boarded in. Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep this one because it has a force. I guess, to be fair, boarding in 11 cards is only good if you draw your 11 cards. Now I'm gonna say I'm gonna draw the ley line, you know. So I have to put 2 cards away here. I guess one of them is a land, and maybe one of them isn't a land. Maybe it's just like Mystical Brainstorm, keep Force Tameo, and the ability to crack clues. Is that crazy? Oh, that feels awful. They kept a 6-card hand. They kept a hand. They kept a higher count hand than me. I feel like I have to just draw. I don't know, I'm just gonna draw an ancestral. I don't know. Maybe I just go for an ancestral. Maybe I just bottom island and I go mystical ancestral. Like, oh my god. This is so bad. Oh man. Uh-huh. I mean, what, like, is this play good though? It doesn't feel good. Like, I have to pass again here, right? Like, I'm not casting a ponder. I could theoretically cast a ponder and try to hit a land. Am I doing that? Maybe I have to do that. Holy shit. That feels bad. Feels really bad. What's my percentage here? 15 minus 1, 14, 15, 16. So bad. Oh, I hit. All right, so I have 2 pieces of interaction here. Ancestral Kill targeting them and Force. They know about Ancestral. Probably should have fetched. So then they have to choose if they want to make their play with the knowledge I have Ancestral and maybe have Force. But I think they've seen my replays of matches or some before, and they know I mulligan to a Force versus them. So, hard to say. They just have a Charbelcher. Shit. Okay, well, force your Charbelcher. They force back. I Ancestral, and I target myself. This doesn't kill me right away. But still don't want it to resolve if I can help it. Mental misstep. Vamp for a null rod doesn't work because I don't have a third land. I don't have a needle in my deck either. Jeez. Oh, they have Dark Ritual kill me. Oh no, it would have been kind of nice for me. The null rod doesn't work here. The consign is only triggered abilities. Wait, so I just have to naturally draw it, right? The fact that I don't have a land means I can't vamp for a null rod here. I have a vamp. What can I vamp for? I can't vamp for a counter spell. I can't vamp for a creature. I can't vamp for a null rod. I can't vamp for consign. I can vamp for a draw spell, but it's not very good. I can vamp for a strip mine, and then they have to draw way more mana. That is so brutal. I mean, I have to, right? Like I have to. I don't have a needle in my deck, unfortunately. This is one of the few times I didn't put a needle in my sideboard. Just like try to chose for some other cards. I have a trap instead of a needle. Does a little bit more damage off Yuriko and stuff like that. Tutorable off of Mystical Tutor. So like, there's reasons I don't have a needle in my sideboard. I'm not saying they're good enough reasons. All right. I'm in trouble. We do have a misstep for ritual. Yeah, I'm aware of that part. But they didn't have a ritual last turn, so I doubt they have a ritual now. They don't have mana yet. Okay. Island. Okay. They're just gonna play like Mana Crypt kill me. Ah! Alright. No rod. Alright, okay. Okay, should I Mystical Sanctuary back Ancestral Recall? Or Vampiric Tutor? I guess Vampiric Tutor is... I could, if I think that this Ingenious Infiltrator resolves, I can Mystical back Vampiric Tutor, and then I can draw Vampiric Tutor, and then Ingenious Infiltrator into my Null Rod. I guess it's not even that bad if it gets forced, right? Because then I still have a Vamp coming, so that means I'm 2 turns from a Null Rod. Yeah, seems good. All right, I'm going to Mystical Sanctuary, a Vampiric Tutor to the top of my deck. And then I'm going to play an Ingenious Infiltrator. Just vintage level plays that are happening right now. If my opponent forces this, it means that I'm 2 turns away from a Null Rod. All right. Opponent's looking for a fast mana here. What a crazy game. All right. Go to my turn. Draw a Vamp. Attack with Infiltrator. Trigger on the stack. Cast a new Vamp. Put a Null Rod on the top of my library. Play a Null Rod. They have a force. Okay. So they made me use a lot of time. They force Pitch Tinker. Yep. Means our mental misstep will resolve. They go for a Dark Ritual. All right. They're at 9. They lose a life every turn, and they lose 2 life every turn. I'm going to start drawing cards. Leyline of the Void. I'm going to play that if I have nothing else to do. But it's not very good against Goblin Charbelcher. Frog. All right. Frog has got to be threatening lethal on the next attack, so I think I'd rather play a Frog. Well, they can draw Black Lotus, Mana Crypt. Obviously, Dark Ritual is not going to work because of the mental misstep, but I mean, they could have Pact plus Dark Ritual. All right, so I attack, and then I'm going to discard. I think I'm going to let this go to the Mana Vault trigger. Okay, they didn't. I'm actually not sure if I'm supposed to pitch my last card here. Do they play removal? They have Vendetta. That only destroys non-black creatures. Okay, so because I have an idea of what's in their list, I should just pitch my misstep to deal 6 damage now. Because if I wait till my next turn, they could theoretically, with the draw trigger, with the damage trigger on the stack in the draw step, cast a Dark Ritual with Pact backup and kill me with Belcher. So I am supposed to pitch this mental misstep. Oh, I guess if they were holding Dark Ritual this entire time, then pitching the mental misstep would kill me. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. That is fair. I don't know. So I did show them Leyline there by pitching it, which is unfortunate, but oh, am I supposed to keep Twister in? I'm probably not supposed to keep Twister in because I took Bowmaster out. Probably just supposed to have the Infiltrators. Can't imagine ever just naturally casting a Twister here. I guess like maybe it would kill them with Frog, but I'm not sure if you're right there about responding. All right, I'm looking for a 7-card hand. I'd like my 7-card hand to contain a Leyline of the Void, some mana to cast a Frog, maybe. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. Okay. It's not a Leyline hand, but it's certainly a good hand. So they haven't kept the 7-card hand yet, so I should be pretty thankful. All right, well, they kept a 7-card hand, so 7-card hand versus 7-card hand. Let's see. What do you got for me? Fail Mire. Dark Ritual. Mental Misstep. Pass, I hope. Sapphire. Okay. I'm just gonna play Underground Sea. Because I don't want to have to fetch away my ability to get a sewers if I don't have to. Just gonna hold up my double interaction. Leyline is good because my opponent is playing Oops All Spells, a Dread Return all graveyard combo deck. They are boarding into Charbelcher, but they have both combos in their deck. I don't think I'm ever casting Ancestral target myself here. Flusterstorm. I'm gonna pass. I think waiting just favors me, so it's fine. Cabal Therapy. Man, it's kind of a brutal one, isn't it? Would I ever force it just so they don't know what's in my hand? Because they're just going to name force for sure, right? Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to force this, pitching a Tameo. I don't want them to know about Fluster. I don't want them to know about Ancestral. I'm going to go for an Undercity Sewers here. Null Rod. It's really hard to cast this Null Rod. I think opponent is very practiced with their deck. I'm pretty sure this Null Rod is too hard to cast, and I just have to bin it. I agree. I'm gonna have to bin this card, I think. Yeah, that's the same thing. Black Lotus. Okay. I like Black Lotus. I will cast Black Lotus. And then I will Treasure Cruise. Sweet. Now I have multiple pieces of interaction. I actually don't think I'm even playing Tamiyo. Well, I can never cast a 3 mana. I'm always casting these two, right? So I should just play a Tamiyo. I mean, negation doesn't counter the guy, the dude. I binned the Null Rod to my Undercity Sewers. This looks really good. I'm probably supposed to play Sync as a land, right? True or false? I think so. I mean, it means I have less interaction. I could have 3 pieces of interaction. I'm holding this Ancestral. I don't think there's any reason I would ever cast Ancestral targeting me here. I'm gonna just wait. Blue mana. Are they gonna cast the 4-drop guy? You think they target me if they play the 4-drop guy? Probably not, right? If they play the 4-drop guy, I just let them do the thing, and then with the triggers on the stack, Ancestral them with double counterspell backup. I could also theoretically consign Narcomoebas and things like that. This is a 2/3 flyer. All right, yeah, this is fine. I could also just counter the trigger. Can I possibly lose with negation, fluster, ancestral from this spot? I guess they could have 4 packs. Oh, they targeted me. They targeted me. So we just let that happen. I mean, this doesn't really block Tamiyo, and the Tamiyo blocks this. I mean, they could just therapy it away if they want. But I think I'm just going to cash in my draw spell here. That's really good. Oh, I guess they can block, and I can't ninjutsu, so it's not very good. Interesting. So now I can play the Sync as a land if I need to, because I can pitch this to force. We also have Mystical. I'm pretty sure I'm going to attack, and then after that attack, I'll probably do blocking things. I mean, our whole deck is quite good against their whole deck, so I think we can still lose this game, though. They have, like, access to therapies and stuff, so I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not saying this game is locked yet. But it's good that my opponent chose to just use this spy. like the way they've done. It's like kind of hard for my opponent to attack with Spy too, because the threat of ninjutsu is really high. Are they gonna go for another Spy? Well, they're worried about dying. So they're trying to play a longer game out, which I'm not sure. Could work out, could not work out. We'll see. They might play Fell the Profane on my Tamio. I don't think I give a shit. I mean, I could theoretically die long term to this, but I don't think I care. Is there even a good mystical target? Like, I mean, what do I even want? I just want Frog, right? Maybe it's time to cast Ancestral Target myself. I don't really want Ancestral Target myself, but I'm never playing the stupid Infiltrator. I don't want to lose my draw step to a mystical, though. Like, more counter magic doesn't solve... Like, I do need to put something in play that beats a Baleful Spy. I do need to do that. I need to do that. But maybe I'm at the point where I can Ancestor myself. Well, this is just like... The Infiltrator single-handedly won the Doomsday matchup. What are you talking about, Jordan? Ah! I'm thinking about Ancestraling myself, though. I feel like I have enough counter magic where I can get away with that. No. Ages ago was wrong. All right, Time Walk, fetch this thing. So I can fetch... There's still no mystical, though. Like, I still need a frog, really. In Justin's world, yeah. I'm the professional player here, to Jordan. Have you not seen the stream title? Correct play, professional level play. Shake my head. I don't think I'm gonna mystical for a force yet. I just need to put a creature in play, and then I can like time walk plus mystical time walk. I can do so many things. Rav Trap. We have 4 frogs in our deck. It's what we're trying to find. All right, here we go. Frog and Tamio. We're good. Oh no, I can't mystical for time walk now though. I guess I'll have to find another fetch land. Ugh. Gross. I mean, it's fine. I can't Mystic Sanctuary for time walk is what I'm trying to say. We're not going to die to anything. Oh wait, we're gonna die to force. We are gonna die. I threw the game away. My bad. Oh, my bad, chat. I threw the whole game away because I was too intrigued by all of the spells. I should have just played the frog and passed. My bad. This is what happens, dude. I just start talking shit to chat for making bad plays, and then I just throw the whole game. I mean, I don't think they can beat this. That's fine, probably. Or they have to name Force of Will here, right? I have Ravenous Trap still. It's probably fine. Are we dead? They have 3 cards in hand. They have to name Force of Will on this first Cabal Therapy. They named a negation? Too good. So they have a pact as well. Yeah, I threw the whole game away. This was just a complete easy win. I got bored. Sorry, chat. That's my fault. Streaming's too hard, man. I'm so bad at Magic, bro. Why did I go for a time walk? They have 2 Dread returns? They do have 2 Dread returns. Ah, so sad. I literally can never lose this game if I simply play a frog and pass. Oh, true. I guess I would have forced back on the original force. Fair. Clip it. Why would you clip it? Yeah, so I just you just never have to tap out. Like I played this game correct for 7 turns, and then I got so bored and yelling at chat, and I just threw the game away. Oh well. That's streaming. All right, well, I'm 3-0 in my heart, but now it's time to mulligan and lose and then stop the stream, Sag. Oh, my God, what are these hands? Why am I going to just get stuck with the double top deck tutor, no land hands? But yeah, so yeah, I thought it was pretty straightforward, but I did still have to explain to chat what went wrong and how to actually play that out correctly. The Ponder is fine. The Ancestral is fine. Once I see the Frog, even playing the Frog is fine. I still have like 2 mana up after, but you could even just not play the Frog and keep up 4 mana if you want. Obviously, you could go the other way around. You could go Time Walk first and then play a Frog, but you don't even need to cast Time Walk there. Casting Time Walk there is just, it's just bad. It's just misunderstanding the role. Like, we played 7 turns of understanding our role. We just draw more cards and eventually we will win. But at some point, chatting happened. I was yelling at people and then I just threw all my cards away. So, yeah, just leave up any amount of mana. But you don't even have to play the Frog. You can pass without the Frog, take 1 hit. You can play the Frog, pass with 2 mana plus all your counter spells. All of those things work. You could play Time Walk first. Obviously, that would be better. Especially because if you play Time Walk first, you actually get to Mystic Sanctuary back your Time Walk. But again, Mystic Sanctuary back Time Walk is also like way win more. Basically, everything you do in that game besides playing a Frog is win more. So just hold up your counter magic, win the game that way. My opponent did. No one talked about it in chat, but my opponent did win in a really cool way where they hard cast a Dread Return. But yeah, pretty sweet. I mean, it's a pretty nice hand though. If your hand is Force blue card, Pact, Dread Return, and then Therapy, Name Negation. Like I said, I do think my opponent played the section out really well, right? Like they knew what they were doing. They had the good read that I didn't have Force because I would have forced back on the Time Walk. But yeah. No, don't type shit like that. That's what tilts me. You get a timeout. You get in a timeout. Don't type stuff like that. The impressionable youths will think you're correct. Like, when people say things like that, it just makes me so mad. Like, obviously, it was just a punt. Don't say it's ninjas have a weakness against oops, where that matchup is probably like 90-10. like the matchup might be 90-10. Oh, man. This hand sucks, by the way. But I'm on the draw. I don't think I can mulligan it. Oh God, am I gonna get jeweled and lose out on this tournament? Just back-to-back rounds of dump my hand combo decks that don't. Oh, not like this, man. London Mulligan's so broken. I get to choose to get rid of my tutor instead of my good cards, you know? I'm pretty sure I lose this game if my opponent is on Jewel, right? Like, I don't have any counterplay. Oh, they're on Mono White. Oh. In that case, I feel like I'm in a pretty decent spot. Mono White is got to be the biggest scam in Magic right now. In Vintage, the biggest scam used to be Jewel. But now that Jewel has Sink into Super, I think Mono White Initiative is the biggest scam deck. As in, like, you shouldn't be spending your money playing it. Oh yeah, that's 100% the line. Oh, there is a thing for activating artifacts. It's called a Harsh Mentor. I actually saw some play in Vintage at one point. So I guess we're playing a Seasoned Dungeoneer. It's gonna take me a couple turns to get the initiative back here, but gotta use all my mana, so. This deck is definitely better than Mono White Initiative. Like, I don't think it's close. You're playing Force of Will. If you play Force of Will, your deck is automatically better. I don't even think it's like remotely close. I think Mono White Initiative is really bad. Jewel plays Force. Jewel is better than Mono White Initiative. Were you not here for my entire rant? Anyways, what was I doing? Playing Magic. I'm gonna go basic Swamp, Fatal Push this thing, Vamp, basic play Island, play a Tameo. Tameo doesn't steal the initiative, unfortunately, but well, yeah, that's because it fundamentally did not play enough colors to cast its spell. Did not play enough anything. Like the deck was fundamentally broken. It didn't work. Would I rather use a fetch for an island, or I think so. My whole job is like the whole point of streaming is to interact with chat. It's on me to like make it so interacting with chat is the least interruptive to me playing Magic. But if I sat here and I just didn't talk to chat and I just played Magic, no one would watch me. I'm not that good at Magic. like I'm not a Reed Duke or anything, right? You know, I'm just good at the game. I'm not great at the game. The only people who can get away with like not talking are the best players in the world at a game. I have to be entertaining. All right. Jordan's getting a timeout for that one too. If I timed out kinda, I have to time out to Jordan for that too. Anyone who says one, look at the scoreboard, is immediately should be just disavowed from talking. Yeah, they're gonna name Frog here, but I can ninjutsu in a Yuriko and steal the initiative. Just say good things in chat. Just say smart things. Like, don't say dumb things. It's not that hard. Do they have a removal spell too? Jeez. Wow. All right, that's a huge blowout. I think we're going to lose now. I thought we were going to very easily win. The March of the Otherworldly Light has been so good for initiative, though, in terms of deck building. Like, playing a versatile removal spell. People didn't play March of the Otherworldly Light when Saga was a 4 of, and it was just like, what are you guys doing out there? I think we lost this game, unfortunately. They had just enough interaction. They have another spell? Holy shit. I don't really know how we come back from this. I think our hand was actually like pretty reasonable into their hand. It just this March of the Otherworldly Light is what's gonna throw it all off, because if we didn't have the March of the Otherworldly Light, we get to Yuriko in off of the Tameo, get a basic island, replay Tameo. we're not going to have the initiative ever in this entire game. We're literally never getting the initiative. That's the whole problem. We got March of the Otherworldly Light on our Tameo. What should our opponent name here? Fatal Push? Ancestral? I mean, maybe not Fatal Push because I need a land and a Fatal Push to Fatal Push anyways. I don't know. We don't actually have outs here, so maybe Ancestral. Thanks, Limit. I do my best. They named Ancestral. Okay, cool. We can concede. I don't even like. I think my plays were basically forced, and we made the correct plays. It just our opponent had the removal spell, and we couldn't play the game after that. So, from here we have Knight of Infamies, snuff out and feed the swarms, and then we can take out. What was I taking out before? It was like misstep, probes, and ponders, and then on the we're on the play, so I can actually swap the negations for consigns on the play. And then on the other way, we'll swap them back out. No, I don't bring in rods. I don't think that's terrible by any means. It's certainly a totally fine play to make, but I just find like doesn't really work out that the way I'd like him to most of the time. I'm not too big on bringing in raw, but like, it's not bad. Like if I had like maybe like more wastelands and stuff, or if I had dark rituals or more Moxen or something like. Mono White Initiative seems to not be playing swords anymore. Sometimes they have anywhere between 0 and 2 in the board. I'm surprised by that, especially if you're facing the Mono White Initiative mirror, you'd want to have 4 swords. So I don't really understand, but yeah, definitely a keep here. I kind of like Demonic Tutor play a frog. Can I do that? No, you can't do that, right? Because I would need to have... No, I could do that. Black, 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 blue. Lotus Swamp Demonic Tameo Brainstorm. No, so Tameo doesn't actually steal the initiative. I think Frog is just great with a force here. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna go Frog. I mean, that might work. To be fair, I don't have a lot of reps with that exact sequence, so you could be right. The fact that my Fatal Push isn't turned on, I guess, is kind of bad. So they're going for a removal spell on Frog, which we have covered. I don't know, like Frog like is good on the ground too, but maybe Tameo is better. I'm willing to say that I could be incorrect in thinking that the Frog is a better play. Jesus Christ. I think I'm always casting that. Think I'm pitching anything yet? Ugh. Definitely want to keep them off that. Yeah, I think that's fine at this point. So I feel like I'd rather have a second Frog first. I don't need this Twister. Like we'll get Revolt back. Like it's fine. I mean, this game is won, I think. Especially if they give me the initiative, that'd be sweet. Knight? Oh no, still moon! Still moon! Oh no, not still moon! Too funny, man. It's okay. We're gonna be fine. So what do we want to do exactly here? Attack with both. Pitch one card to Frog. Play. I mean, we can fly this turn too if we want. So I can just attack. I could fly both frogs. Like, we have to go wide, though. Like, we have to go wide to beat a still moon. Well, I mean, they have mana. All right, let's draw cards first. Consign. Gosh. I feel like we just get a Kaido going. Does it make sense to get an underground sea against their wasteland? It's probably fine. Maybe I don't even need to. Maybe it's just bad. I don't know. I feel like everything is winning. It's just going to take a while. Though the last time I was winning and it took a while, I did throw the whole game away. So maybe we need to consider that. Maybe we need to consider the line that wins the fastest with the least chance of Justin throwing it away from being bored and talking to chat. Oh, they're off it. But you have the Still Moon Cavalier. I do think that like it's kind of a problem for our deck, but like we should be fine anyways. All right, I'm gonna take the two consigns out. I'm gonna bring the two negations in. My opponent conceding is definitely the best line in terms of Justin not throwing the game. Oh man. I mean, like, so like cards can be weak, right, Jordan? But like, you have to have a card that you want to bring in that's going to be good, and like these cards are all very bad, right? Like, I think Infiltrator is better than having a Ponder typically. Feed the Swarm is just a removal spell. Yeah, hand looks fine. Oh, okay. You don't mind Ponder? I think Ponder is like very optimistic to have work in this matchup, but I could be wrong. I don't find myself pondering very often. Yeah, it's gonna get forced. Planes go. Well, I can't fetch a basic swamp because I have both non-delta lands. It's kind of unfortunate, but all right. This can steal the initiative now because of Knight of Infamy. Are they gonna name Knight Battle? Cleric. It's kind of unfortunate. I definitely have to play a creature, right? It's got to be the pro white creature. I just like play it. I wish I could get a basic swamp here, but Wasteland. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, they're going to cast something instead. Yeah. Okay. My hand's not very good for what it's worth. It's pretty bad against this Wasteland. You cannot name Clue Token. You have to name a card, I believe. It's not a card. I assume they just name Orcish Bowmasters. Fair enough. Fatal Push. Activated abilities. Yeah, it would infect ninjutsu. In fact, hit ninjutsu. So am I attacking for 1 with my Tameo? And that's it? Because this can just stay on pro white duty. I need to draw cards so I can try to hit land drops, right? I guess I should first crack and see if I hit a fetch land. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure here. Okay. Does that mean I'm killing this? Or am I saving this for something better? No, I think I'm just killing it. I mean, I don't need to kill it right now. They don't know about Fatal Push, right? I do get to, like, do some damage, though. I'm not sure this is right. I'm willing to be wrong here. I'm not very confident here. Let's see what happens. They can't really play initiative creatures. They could, like, wasteland me to keep me off doing Kaido things, but I do have these Bowmasters I can just play that are... Okay, they're just off it. Pro white, baby. Man, this stream was going so well, and I just wish I had played Magic correctly. It's okay. Just win all the rest of our matches. All right, we're gonna keep chugging along here. We're 3-1 on the play. We've won a lot of die rolls. This looks like a keeper to me. Opponent is not on Luris. This has game against pretty much everybody. Got a strip mine for Bazaar. We've got an open Bowmaster. We've got a Force. We've got removal for Runaway. This seems like it has pretty much game against the format. It's not the most powerful hand, unfortunately. But yeah. Should be reasonable. Wait a second. I just thought about this. I posted all these memes, right, about exclamation mark pro play. And then I threw away round 3 in, like, the worst possible way. Is that commenter just justified now? Are they just completely justified? Ah, shit, they were right the whole time, man. Damn. I'm just thinking about that. Oh, I screwed up. They're totally right. They're gonna be like, yeah, look at you, dumbass. Whoa, what is happening? I assume that means I'm against Eldrazi? This Wasteland, my one strip mine is gonna be pretty good here. Pretty sure I am just supposed to go for an Undercity Sewers. If they ever get to sewing Mycospawn, getting basics doesn't even matter. Feel like I just need to try to find some good stuff here. Oh, I don't have the blue-black to ninjutsu here, which would be pretty good. I think that's... Is that enough to... I mean, it's a blue card, right? So, like, I can still keep it and have a blue card for Force and cast Ponder. I think I'm actually supposed to just keep this card. It's not good, right? But I'm always wastelanding this turn anyways, and it means I can Ponder without worrying about not hitting a blue card. Oh, God! I think these cards are quite bad. I'm gonna get rid of these cards. I don't want them. I don't want them. Shuffle. Alright. Well, if I get wastelanded now, I have to hope my Orcish Bowmaster clock is enough. If I can draw a fetch land next turn, though, I feel like I'm in good shape. Now they have another Ancient Tomb. Oh, red. It's red Stompy. Oh, okay. I guess I have to force this because I don't have a way to fetch for Fatal Push. Okay, so I should have fetched a basic land. My bad. My bad. I was wrong. Not pro level play. My bad. I should have fetched a basic. That's on me. I think I'm just supposed to force it. No, I'm in trouble, man. Things are bad. Things are bad. I did not expect Red Prison, man. That's so bad for me. Okay. I have to cast this Ponder. Oh, perfect. Just how I drew it up, chat. Fetch a basic. Oh. So good. Just how I drew it up. Don't say GG yet. Like, let's be a little real here. This game is definitely losable still. It's a lot better now. It's certainly a lot better now. Oh shit. Strip mine? No, no. Why do you play a strip mine in your Blood Moon deck? Oh no. Wait, what? Take my blue land. Blue land? Oh no. Do I just attack with the Orc army? I don't know. I guess you can play a strip mine in your Blood Moon deck. It's fine. I'll allow it. I'm just sad that they strip mine me, okay? Normally this deck doesn't play Wasteland, but it usually plays the first strip mine if I recall correctly, so. What? Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. No, I just need, I mean, I have the black source, man. Like, I can play the game. Where are my lands? Where are my lands? Where are my lands? Okay, all right, all right. It's fine. It's fine. I can't land. Fine, totally fine. I can attack now. Cool. I have 2 basic islands in my deck, by the way. I just keep holding this, right? Eventually they have to block. What do they have? Soulkin's Den? Oh, be serious. I don't think I... Oh, I'm just dead, man. I'm just dead. I can take the initiative? No, only if they attack with both. Like, if I could take the initiative somehow... Alright, whatever, fine. I'll kill this thing. Makes it hard for them to attack at all. Oh, they just have the initiative, so they don't need to attack. Yeah, whoever said it was GG lost us this game. Jerk faces. Demonic Tutor. That seems good. DT for basic island. Feel like that's our actual only spell, so... This does look winning now, doesn't it? Shit, they went down the lost well. It's very smart. They went top bottom. They have 5 mana? No! Oh, yeah. Sure. Wow. I don't think I can win this game. This game feels very unlucky. But I also didn't fetch a bait. I don't know, man. Then I would have gotten strip mine, so... Feels so sad. I'm not sure there's anything I can mystical for. But I am dead on the swing back, right? So I could hit a land and I could stun counter the Fury. I guess I have a time walk. What do I have in my deck that can actually help me here? Like Ancestral is obviously good. The problem is it's very hard for me to Fatal Push because I can't like I can Fatal Push on their turn if I block with something. Twister, yeah. I guess if we still had the Orc, then we could have just Mysticaled for Twister and won. That's so sad. Wow. Maybe I'll... No, I won't be able to Orc and Time Walk and... I feel like we need a blind draw first. Frog. Five, 4, 5, or 6, 5, 6. No, 4, 5, 6. That does work actually. That's currently winning. Is there any good reason not to time walk first? We always have to pitch the card that we time walk into no matter what. I think this just wins unless they hit something. They have to hit something. They're on stash. So this Caves of Caves up plus their draw for turn needs to hit something here. I can block this. This game has no justice. What the? That's crazy, man. It's wild. All right, all right. Well, now we know. Now we know. Now we know. We've got Feed the Swarm. We got Snuff Out. We got Consign is probably not very good. Actually, we don't really have very many cards to bring in here. Obviously, Mental Misstep comes out, and I mean, we're already favored pre-board, right? Just get these two cards out of our deck. Pro white, baby. Yeah, I mean, this is fine. Losing that game is wild, but they definitely had the right cards to kill us, so. We did top deck our frog though, so I guess we can't be too sad. But I feel like they top deck a couple runners in a row. We only got one runner in a row. That's not true. We had the DT for Island. Okay, we drew pretty damn well for how bad it was for us, right? Though to be fair, my opponent also strip mined my Undercity Sewers, then left us with a swamp for the Blood Moon. I mean, I'm keeping this hand. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing with this hand. I mean, I'm probably just casting Ancestral. At the end of this, if I end up with like a Bowmaster and an Island and the ability to infiltrate, I feel like it's fine. And I feel like Ancestraling is better than like DTing for an Island, right? Like I'd rather Ancestral. I feel like I'd rather Ancestral. Oh, I guess I have to hit. I have to hit. Okay, I'm actually off it. I'm actually off it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna DT for a basic Island. Again. Should I play Fetch for basic Island? Is that better? All right, this lets me have a force up, and then I can go infiltrating on the next turn here. I guess that technically means I'm not going infiltrating. But I think that's fine. I don't really want to force this, so. I'm surprised they kept in Null Rod versus me. I feel like that's the easiest card to board out in this matchup, right? I mean, now that I went Black Lotus Jet, they're never boarding it out. Oh, I guess we have Tameo. That's true. I mean, they didn't see a Tameo, though, right? Making me regret cutting down from 6 basics to only 3. All right, I think we're in yeah, I think we're in a great spot now. Infiltrating. Ancient Tomb 3-drop, maybe? Better? Fury! Oh, they don't have any cards left, so this frog is very game-winning. I guess I could have Pyroblast off the top. I shouldn't say things like this. I shouldn't say things like this. I do think I want to play my land out. They know about Bowmaster still. All right, what's their top card? Oh, no play. Nice. I can play 2 dudes. Well, now they know about Tamiyo stopping Null Rod. Ooh, I can flip my Tamiyo. Seems pretty good. I kind of want to hold this in my hand, actually. I don't think I play it. Like, what is it actually helping me do? I can play 2 2-drops next turn if I want to anyways. Yeah, I think I hold it. What are we even DTing for, though? Like, I know we're DTing, but, like, what are we DTing for? Strip mine? Strip mine the red source? Yeah, I mean, those are all pretty good, too. I don't want to draw. Oh, I think, or Twister, or I think everything wins. It's probably, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, those all seem good. There's no way they're ever winning their null rods out now, though. After that showing, no, they kept them in. Like, that's a snap resubmit. I can't keep this, right? Like, if I get mooned, it's just too bad for me. I have to mulligan. Ugh. Ugh, I don't like this. Mulligan. Brutal. Bro, please. Why? This hand's awful. I'm going to lose out now in game 3. All right, this hand's the best hand by a lot. I don't even think it's a good keep at all. Like, I don't think there's even like a high enough upside. Ruby? Uh-oh. Oh. Resolves. I think my opponent is misevaluating some things here. This Ruby is a lot stronger than this Null Rod. I think I have to play this fetch land in case I get... It's hard to trigger Revolt, right? So I feel like I have to play this fetch land here. Yeah, that was really good for me. This sequence was so good for me. It's actually crazy. No follow-up? Oh, opponent. Things have happened. We won't talk about them, but they happened. I probably shouldn't have played this. I want to cast Ponder, right? I want to cast Ponder. I should not have played the Swamp. Sorry about that. It's wrong. Sapphire Frog Tamiyo. So we have a problem. If we keep these cards, we have to play off of Island Swamp, no lands for the rest of the game. But we do draw and play a Frog. Is Frog worth, like, losing our next 2 draws too, though? Like, our Gush is off. We're super far from Cruise. Our I guess the Frog can feel a Cruise. Well, like, Frog is the card we want, right? Frog is the card we want. So I put Frog second. I draw the Tamiyo. And then I put second on... I put Frog into play. I mean, it's got to be fine. Or is there any reason not to just draw the frog now? I feel like we could just draw the frog now. No, like frog is by far the best card in our deck, right? I mean, maybe ancestral is slightly better, but oh, I'm gonna pitch the gush. I'm always gonna pitch the gush over the Tameo, right? Maybe not. Maybe the Tameo doesn't do enough. Like the Tameo is gonna flip off of a cruise later in this game. They drew a strip mine. Wow, that is disgusting and makes my ponder so bad. That is so crazy. I can't believe that just happened, actually. That is unbelievable. They have a pyro? They were traumatized by the Black Lotus. They're going to draw Ancient Tomb and kill me this game. Like 100%. All right, well, now we draw a Sapphire. I guess I hold it for my frog. I definitely get a thing. I get a clue even if it doesn't do anything. All right. I really did not want to see my swamp strip mine there, obviously. They used 2 spirit guides to play a Caves of the Chaos adventure. God bless. I'm gonna lose this game. I'm gonna lose this game. I'm gonna lose this game. I'm gonna win this game. I'm gonna win this game. I'm gonna win this game. I mean, I still lose if they like Blood Moon me, right? Maybe not. Maybe Frog just wins it no matter what. I think they have a Pyroblast. They paused with a mana up on this Tameo. Why? My opponent, you should just have 0 null rods in your deck, probably. I think my opponent is helping me out a little with this one. All right, so I attack. I pitch Sapphire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I vamp for a basic? I don't have a second basic swamp, right? And I can't get my basic swamp back. I can't play. I just should get a vamp for a force. But I want to cast Cruise first. I mean, have I played a land yet? This technically stops all non-Blood Moon ones. So I could just get a fetch. And then Cruise. Trying to figure out. I should draw first though, right? Because I could still use my vamp off of Cruise. And I don't think I need a second push. Wish I had Tolarian Academy, huh? Bowmaster. Kind of sucks. I guess I don't need to pitch a push if I just use my my thingy. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of getting a fetch land. Maybe I can keep Vamp in my yard, I guess. All right, maybe I'm just supposed to keep Force in my yard. Oh, I can't keep anything in my yard. I had just enough. Oh no, I can keep Force. Okay. So now I can get my Force back later. And I can play out a land here, and I'm immune to a creature at least. I'm not sure that was the best line, but this does get me a Force on the next turn and leaves me with a Fatal Push open, and I have a Frog. But if they have the Pyroblast, then... That's my last Underground Sea. I need to remember that. This sequence went really well for me. Lull? My opponent hit me with the lull. Bro, I literally vamped for this shit. Don't lull me. I did this. If anything, lull the fact that you put Null Rod in your deck. Lull. All right, here we go. Sixth and final round of this vintage challenge. Unfortunately, I'm not 5-0 because I'm a human after all. So we're playing for our win and in against Wiki, who is on a Luris deck. And we lost the die roll this time, so have to see how it plays out. We got some frogs, got a force. Could be good. Wasteland. So looks like Luris control. Has a sapphire, unfortunate. Has a pearl as well, also unfortunate. Luris maybe. Yep. I drew Basing Island. We do have a Surveil land, but I'm going to get double basics. So. All right. They can play a Luris this turn. They're going to not play a Luris this turn. Makes sense. They have Ancestral as well. Oh, they have Bowmaster. Yeah, can't counter Bowmaster here for sure. Definitely makes my frogs worse. Kaito. All right, well, I am going to play a frog. I mean, this is certainly the matchup where four drops might come into play. It's not ideal to draw cards with a Planeswalker, though I guess it's a creature with hexproof on my turn, right? So they have a swords on the frog. That's fine. I think I'm going to strip mine their Underground Sea, especially if they don't play a land. Huh? You got, what is this? They have a ninjutsu too? Oh, they have another Bowmaster. All right. I mean, those are okay. Oh, they didn't hit a land drop here, so let's go strip mine your black source. Play a new frog. They have forced blue card Luris as their last hand. I don't want to be able to force a Luris, to be perfectly honest. I don't really want... I mean, maybe they have force to protect their Luris. They can't really attack into this, though. Blue? Ancestral? Brainstorm. Sure. It's going to be a hard match. Opponent's quite a powerful wizard, and they're playing the best deck in the format. See what happens. Yeah, there's been some spell snares, some stern scoldings, lots of different stuff like that. All right, brainstorm. Do they lock yourself? Hope you didn't lock yourself. I mean, I do hope you lock yourself, but it's kind of rude to say that. Tundra can play Luris. They have another swords. Shit. If they have a swords, are we countering it? I feel like we have to, right? Oh, they're first going to extract a block out of me? No, no. They're first going to go to second main and pass. And then go to my turn in swords. No. I don't think turning a frog into a Kaito is particularly good. Maybe it is. Maybe they, I don't know, like, isn't it just, don't they just, like, get too big? I feel like they just get way too big. I think I just have to time walk. This amount of Bowmasters is certainly annoying for me. What I kind of need is a Yuriko. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about too. Can we just kill them with a combo? Oh, that would be an attempt. Are we going to get sorted here? So my opponent has a Luris and another card in their hand. Does that mean they have a Spell Pierce or a Flusterstorm? It must be, right? It must be a Spell Pierce or a Flusterstorm. Is it that bad for me if I get my... I mean, if I get Flusterstormed, I lose. But if I get Spell Pierced on my force, it's not the end of the world. Like untap and jam a Kaido. But like, I also don't know if I can win this game if I lose my frog, right? Can I win this game without this frog? Well, if it's Flusterstorm, I can simply let this resolve and then go to my next phase. And then I guess they're always hitting Flusterstorm on my thing anyways. I don't know. It all seems bad. It all seems very bad. I mean, I get plus. They have negation. Wait, what? Wow, they put the Luris. Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot they brainstormed and didn't fetch. Right. Okay, I mean, this is fine. Would they pitch for this? The Lorien revealed. I mean, it's not fine, but there are worse outcomes. Can't fetch because if I fetch, I get wastelanded. I just don't know if this is actually going to do anything, right? That's kind of a problem. Oh. The problem is Bowmaster is like not very good against these Bowmasters and Luris, but maybe I can get them later. The problem is if I play this Kaido, like what am I doing with this Kaido? I can't surveil. I mean, I could just surveil. But they have double white. But I guess you're right. They can't rebuy a Bowmaster right away. This is true. I guess I just have to pass. Maybe I shouldn't have played that Underground Sea then. I mean, they're gonna play Luris this turn, right? I should just kill both Bowmasters, right? Yeah. Now I can wheel and deal. Yeah, I just thought I wouldn't be able to get rid of the Bowmasters. Wait, they didn't put Luris on top? Their dig through timing? Shouldn't we have done that in response to the Bowmaster on the stack then? Oh, they couldn't do it before? Now they can do it? I mean, they could have done it. Wow, I thought they would for sure have Luris here. I guess they put Luris further down. Are they going to not take Luris off their dig through time? I mean, if they hit swords here, it's not even that good. This game's kind of wild, huh? I wish I hadn't played this Underground Sea. Playing this Underground Sea was a mistake. It gives them a free wasteland. I guess I would then be able to go do Undercity Sewers, and I still have technically an ninjutsu, but... Well, Sea Luris is not a problem, like, right away, right? It gives me a turn to, like... Oh, I guess they would block, huh? Shit. Yeah, I guess Sea Luris is a problem. Nothing. Okay. Probe. I feel like Probe is a... I'm at 12? Do I want to know their two cards that they got off Dig? Yeah, I don't think I'm hardcasting Probe, though. They have a 2/2 Orc army? I think I want to know. Luris Jet. Wait, why didn't they play Luris then? So... What's my best play now? It's just Dig, right? Like, Kaido is just not as good as digging. I guess we could Kaido first, and then we get a Surveil and a draw. And then we can try to find, like, force blue card. I guess we would have to draw a land for that to work, though. Whereas if I just, like, dig into a force right now and force the Luris, is it not just winning right away? Seems like I'm glad I kept my probe. Okay, I'm going to take Force Ancestral Recall. And then I'm going to Ancestral myself. Then I'm going to play a Tameo. Yeah, okay, cool. Back for one. I guess I have to... I'm just going to pitch the Kaido, I think. Is the Kaido better than Frog here? Maybe the Kaido's better. Let's try Kaido. I don't know. So attack with Tameo. Oh, it doesn't... Oh, yeah. Attack with Tameo. Investigate. No blocks. Black, blue, black. Ninjutsu a Kaido in. Hit with Kaido. Surveil and draw. Force Infiltrator. I keep both of these cards. Drawing Force, playing a land, playing the Tamiyo, and I can draw into Force if I need to. Oh, I could have flipped the Tamiyo. Maybe, I mean, it might be better actually as a flyer, honestly. Because that means I can go for a ninja in the next turn. No, it's probably supposed to be flipped. It's probably supposed to be flipped. I forgot that I drew a second off of this. So yeah, I probably am supposed to play Tamiyo, draw with the clue, get my Force up, flip my Tamiyo, plus my Tamiyo, and then I can get an Ancestral on the next turn. Yeah, that's probably better. I mean, there's definitely some upside to playing it after, because that means I can, if I don't Force, I can Ninjutsu in off of this, and then it's pretty good too. But yeah. Wow, this deck, I don't know, going a little over the top of Luris here. That was pretty sweet. Snuff Out is unfortunately completely dead against them. I actually think you might want this Knight of the Infamy. It kind of seems like something that you would want. Feed the Swarm. I don't know how good Fluster is. It's got to be better than Negation, though. Yeah, I think they were trying to play around some stuff. I definitely don't like Mystical Vampiric, though. Do I want to keep in Twister versus them? Knight versus Bowmaster? Yeah, I mean, it's better than these cards. It's pro swords. Maybe it's still bad. Yeah, but like these cards are awful. Like Mystical, Vampiric, Twister, Negation, Negation are all terrible. Whereas this is pro swords, at least. I'm not saying that, like, the problem is I don't actually have more removal to bring in because one of my vision files was Snuff Out. I don't think the Knight is bad. Like, yeah, it's not good against Bowmaster. Maybe it's just bad. It's like not like these cards are so, it's so hard to use Twister in this matchup. Like, how can we be saying that Knight is bad because of Bowmaster, but then you want to keep in Twister? Like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, these cards are awful, so like they're terrible. They can go. I don't know. It's fine. They're both bad. It's just which one is less bad. What I mean, it literally is pro white, doesn't get hit by swords, blocks Luris forever, and gives Exalted to Tamiyo and gives Exalted to your other creatures that are attacking for the battle. Like, that's just not a correct statement. Immediately draw Time Twister Vampiric in my opening hand. Not to be that the same would be capable with any other cards, but okay. And get rid of the 4-drop. Basic Island. Ponder. When am I going to cast my Ancestral Recall in this game is a very hard question to answer. I think they kept in Negation versus me. Kind of feel like they didn't keep it in against me. Why do they always have a Mox? Illegal. Well, now I have to cast it on my turn because if I don't, then I'm playing into Bowmaster too much. So, well, I might overdraw here, obviously, but I think that's okay. I just have to. Okay. Notably bad for the home team. What do they do on this Ponder? They keep? They shuffled on their Ponder? They shuffled on their Ponder. Ooh, Lotus Petal. I like that. It's a nice inclusion. By Luris. Do I have to do I have to not play Frog so that I can have a fetch land for Fatal Push? Like, I'm playing a Frog. I can't. I can't be. I can't get a basic swamp here, right? Because my dig through time, or can I? I feel like I have to get a basic swamp here. It's like way too bad for me if I get wastelanded. This is kind of awkward, I must say. Lorien revealed. Sure. They resolved their ancestral. All right. Frog, save me. Frog, save me. Frog, save me. Frog, save me. Save me. I drew both delve spells. This feels really bad. Feels very, very bad. I think it's... Oh, no! Again? Why do I bother fetching basics, bro? There's no point, man. Oh. I suppose I'm supposed to make that one fly. Wait, isn't it just always going to lose the battle, though? Because there's another frog on the other side. Isn't this just lost? I have more cards in hand, but I don't think that's good enough. I don't know. I don't play enough of these frog mirrors to fully comprehend the gravity of the situation. I feel like this game is so sad. Also, can my opponent stop drawing Moxen? I mean, I could pitch some cards and jump them both, but I just don't think that's very good. I don't think that's good. I think I would rather just go on the ground here and it's fine. I can delve into what? Casting Treasure Cruise? Hello? That's the plan? Oh, come on, game. Just don't think we can win if we cast Cruise. It makes an unkillable creature and wipes both our frogs. It just doesn't look winnable if we do that. Also, I want to be able to fly. Like on this next turn, I think I want to fly both of my guys. I mean, I have to. I only can cast one push a turn because I would draw black mana, and then I also need to like beat my opponent's counter magic, beat my opponent's Lurrus, beat my like. I just don't think that's very feasible if I choose to lose my entire board. Like it just doesn't seem like it would work. What are you? Stop sending me message, Goatbot C. Stop it. we stopped trading 6 hours ago. Lotus Petal rebuy. That is a land, isn't it? We're not doing that though. That's not the plan. Oh come all right. I mean, I just wasn't winning the game, I guess. That seems like a good draw. Yep. Maybe I should be saving time on the clock and conceding this game. What is going on, Goatbot C? Wow, look at this. Yeah, me too. I left the conversation too. Thanks. I think they have a hard cast negation the way they're playing the game, which could be very problematic for us. Blue Lavinia? Oh, sure. Yeah, that's a good one. No attacks, time walk, and swords. Oh, and draw. Sure. Yeah. Uh huh. Yep. He has 6 cards in hand and 5 more mana than I do. I mean, we know their deck is Esper Luris. Garbage. Very known. You should be able to go to stonesmtg.com, I think. I believe that's the one. I don't make their people's advertisements. Kind of wish I did sometimes, but that's not true, actually. I made the 2 Pennsylvanias one, and I edited the London one as well, but the link is dead? Stones MTG? What are you talking about? Oh, do they have like a link there that's dead or something? Yeah, I mean, you just put whatever, put the Discord link in chat. I don't care. Or you could message them. All right. I mean, the game is going on still. Oh, is this an end of turn dress down? God bless. All right, now we're getting dress down looped on. Oh. Maybe I should have pitched 7 cards and cast Cruise. But now I can cast Ponder, so Ponder's pretty good. I probably should have pitched 3 cards there and then cast Cruise is what I should have done. I was not exactly paying attention. But this is actually fine. I don't know, man. I still am at the point where, like, if I fetch and Fatal Push this Luris, am I even losing? Yeah, probably, but... Am I even losing? Yeah. I mean, they just haven't drawn a Swords yet. It's so sad. Look at these breakers, though. They have 70% breakers, and I have 45% breakers. They are on Italian internet, so that could always be the angle. 7 cards in hand? Oh no, they have more cards in hand now. Unlucky. You know, I could just do it anyways, right? Like, I mean, they have a swords, right? If they're making this attack, or no? Sure. Sure. They could have just needled frogs. How can I ever win if their frogs are needled? My opponent doesn't understand the sheer quantity of bad cards that I have. Oh, they can always dress down from the yard right now to get an additional card. Like a beast. They pitched a negation. Is this not good for me? This feels good for me. I don't know, man. I think everything is bad for me, but like pitching a negation is good for me. All right, no, we're not done here, bro. We're not done here. You think we're done? We're not done. You started this. I finished this. You think we're stopping? Get out of here with that nonsense. No chance. 0% chance. Pitching force? Yeah, cool. Why not? I don't care. I'll just keep going. You can what are you gonna stop me? Keep discarding cards. What do I care? I think my only cards that matter are push, right? They pitched another negation. Fuck this shit. I'm going, man. What do you... What's your plan, bro? Lori. Is this where I stop? Or do I go one deeper? I think I go one deeper, right? Like, they pitched the Force of Will, Force of Will. They pitched all their cards. They pitched all of their cards. I mean, my frog on its own can't win though, right? Because they have dress down loops. So I don't think I can pitch the last fatal, but I can't beat this card if they have a 7-8 million. All right, whatever. Fuck it, YOLO. Oh no, they're gonna dress down? Oh, they didn't dress down. I thought they might dress down to draw an extra card and save their frog. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. All right, end of turn, dress down. I mean, we're not beating this, but... Oh, they couldn't pitch the card drawn off of dress down. I drew the fucking... I should have kept one push, chat. I would have won the game. I would have won the game. If I would have won the game. I'm so bad, man. Because we would have had 2 frogs in play. I would have pushed the Lurrus. I mean, maybe that doesn't win the game. Then they have too many cards, right? Then I lose the battle. No, I don't actually think that wins the game. I just need to draw another fatal push, right? I don't know. Like, they can't dress this down again. They have to go for Bowmaster, and then I fly, right? Are we not just winning? Oh, they can get 2 cards a turn with Lurrus now by Caracasing their Lurrus. Oh, I guess now they have Lavinia bounce every turn. Oh man, Lavinia bounce every turn. Do I have a Strip Mine left in my deck? That's all of our pushes? Oh, that is all of our pushes. We have a feed the thing. Feed the thing. That's not feed the thing. I guess I need to pitch a bunch of cards to a frog, huh? Now they have Lavinia bounce. Yeah, I should have pitched some cards and stuff there, it looks like. I need to play faster here if we're playing for clock. I think I'm keeping this fetch land, though. I mean, the minute they draw swords, don't I lose the game? Oh, I actually cannot ninjutsu, right? Because I mean, I can ninjutsu, it's just not good for me. Never mind. Also, this thing's a legend. Okay, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I'm just playing for clock, I guess. Wasteland. Now I can't F6. Lurrus battles, everyone. Lurrus battles. I have to play fast next round, too. Next game. Oh, no. Wait, how good is Caracas versus me, man? What the fuck? Can I get in with this now? No, not really. Maybe they don't want to Swords to Plowshares because it's too much life total. No, Demonic Tutor. They go for Twister? Or no? They went for Swords. All right. Fair enough. All right, new frog. New frog wars. Time walk's pretty good here. Oh, they didn't go for the Lavinia thing this time. And I'm sure they have another counterspell at this point, right? But if they don't, I could draw Feed this for him. No! I think I'm clocking my opponent. Swords? All right, well, now I'm definitely F6'd. 28 life. What happened in game 1? I played to completion. I mean, all they have to do is F6 a couple times. This is only going to eat like 20 seconds or something, right? Twister? Yo, what if I would die? So what if I Black Lotus Twister? Oh man. Triggers 7 Vomat. I'm not going to do that, chat. I think for whatever reason, like I understand other people would do that, but I would not cast spells to put triggers on the stack. It just doesn't sit right with me. I know that's like a weird line. It's a gray line, but for me, I don't really like that one. What am I trying to draw to, Justin? Surprised they didn't pitch any cards to Frog yet. Yeah. They're doing it now so they can F6. If we cast Knight here, it would be super good. I'm trying to find a push, I guess. Strip Mine. I died. There was the Strip Mine, man. That's so sad. All right. I'm dead. They had 15 cards left in their deck. 3 minutes to win game 3 as Lurrus control. I mean, you can do it with a Twister, right? Ugh. All right, I'm dead. 7 minutes, 3 minutes. You can do it with a frog. I don't. This Snuff Out. Snuff Out might hurt us. I mean, Volt Key is not exactly a 3-minute card either. Do we put the Knights in? Put the Knights in? All right, I'm putting the Knights in. We're doing it. The Knights are in. Let's go. All right, I'm going to play this game at a reasonable pace, chat. I'm going to try to play like a blitz game, tempo game. That's a Knight of Infamy. You know it. You love it. Basic Island, Ponders, Force, Sapphire, Frog. Yep. Though I guess if I get Wastelanded, I'm sad, but whatever. They have another Mox hand. Yeah, I'll just misstep this. So I have Force. Oh, I guess I don't get to have force in... Okay. My bad, man. I don't think I'm forcing this, though. I don't think I'm forcing this. I don't want to pitch my cards, so... I mean, I'm definitely still supposed to play Frog first. Well, they can't force it. They can only swords it. I can't force it, so... Wasteland, no! Am I really gonna get killed this game by Wasteland Vexing Bauble? There's no way, right? Bowmaster. I think I just pass. I'm gonna lose to Wasteland again because my Misty Rainforest was not a polluted delta. Isn't that messed up? All right, I guess I'm losing. My bad. Was I not supposed to keep my Ponder? There's no way, right? Like, I was supposed to keep my Ponder. I guess I had to force the Bauble. But the blue land doesn't do anything for me. Feels very frustrating. I don't know, man. I think I'm lost. How can I keep doing this where I just simply don't have lands to play the game? I don't know. Maybe I wasn't supposed to keep the Ponder. That card is so bad here, man. They just play a Luris. I mean, maybe I'm just timing them out this game. Yeah, I should have discarded a Frog. Sorry. Just playing fast. I think I lose this game, even just F6ing, so... I mean, I just simply drew no lands in my top 7 draws, right? Oh, we're gonna do... I don't have negation, but I do have force, at least. It's not good, though. Like, I'm just gonna get Bowmastered. No, I don't think we should. Spell Pierce. I don't know, man. What is my line here? It's not like this is good. Should I just cast Ancestral Recall? How? If I just had a fetch land for basic swamp, can I just be able to play the game totally fine? It's so frustrating. I don't think any spell I cast matters at this point, so I don't think casting Ponder is particularly good. Lorien revealed. I just think if I ancestral myself, is it bad? They get 3 pings. If they ping this, I jump it. How did I draw 3 lands?
They're tapped out of white mana. Oh, they have white mana. I think they just can't win on 11 seconds. It's a crazy way to go, but I think my opponent could have played the clock slightly better in this match. I'm not really happy about this. I just wish I could play a real game 3 there. I don't know. Was I when looking back, was I supposed to like shuffle the Ponder or something? Like, I keep getting into these spots where I don't have my Delta fetch land. I have my Misty, my Flooded, or my Scalding Tarn. I guess I always had to get a basic island there no matter what, right? Didn't matter. I don't know. We'll take it, I guess. Top 8. Okay, welcome vintage gamers to the top 8 of the vintage challenge with ninjas. I really could use more QPs, so we need to do some winning here. Okay, opponent is likely on Dredge. This is probably one of our worst matchups, so we'll see what we can do. On the die roll, we've got Bowmasters, but no fast mana and a Twister. That's unfortunate. If we had a little fast mana, this hand is probably keepable. But with no fast mana, no early plays against Dredge, it's just never going to work out. I mean, none of our hands are going to work out. Let's be completely honest here. I don't really know if we have a single game-winning hand in game 1. Like, it would have to be something with a strip mine, right? Or like a Bowmaster on turn 1. Is this hand good enough to try to find a strip mine? It's like not really. I think I just want to go a little more aggressive. My opponent's mulliganing to 6, yeah. Okay, this hand, I mean, it's going to be too late though, isn't it? I mean, I think this is our best hand so far. But yeah, there's not very many hands that are actually beating Dredge, which is why it's our worst matchup. We basically are conceding game 1 to it. Not much we can really do about that. This is actually the exact same thing that happened 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I made a Ninja's Brew. I top 8'd with the Brew, and in the semifinals, we played against Dredge, and we just died. So it's pretty funny how that comes around. But yeah, this is probably going to have to be Undercity Sewer. I mean, they're going to grief my Demonic Tutor as well. All right. Yep. All right. So this has to be basically exactly Undercity Sewer Informer. Undercity Sewer's finding a strip mine. I mean, not much we can do. Dredge attacks on a very different access. I mean, my deck doesn't even really beat hollow ones either. So my deck doesn't really beat any part of Dredge, is definitely a problem. Mystical Tutor. That's going to be too slow. All right. I concede. All right, game 2. Game 2. So we get to bring in Leyline of the Void, Ravenous Trap, and Flusterstorm. We get to take out Negation, Fatal Push. Do I need to bring in like a Snuff Out to kill a hollow one, or is that like... Is that not good? Mental Misstep is probably not good either. I might keep Mental Misstep in just to like hit a Noxious Revival. Consign? I don't think so. I mean, like, these Delve spells are all pretty bad. kind of all the creatures are pretty bad. Gataxian Probe is definitely bad. Mental Misstep is usually bad, unless you counter a Mental Misstep or a Noxious Revival. We probably don't need all of these basics, but I'm now kind of not sure if we should keep them or not, because we keep losing to our lands, but that was when we get wasted. No, I don't think we can actually take Kaido out, because we might need Kaido to beat a Hollow One. I actually think Gush is probably worse. Or one of the other Delve spells. I think Kaido is probably better than playing Snuff Out, though, so let's try this. We need a Leyline, chat. Can someone in chat please put a Leyline in my opening hand with a Force? Any helpers? Oh, man, I have a Strip Mine and a Yuriko. This hand is just gonna lose if they have a single Hollow One, right? Like, I have to mulligan to a Leyline, right? Like, this is about as close as a non-Leyline hand gets, right? Like, we have a misstep for a Noxious Revival, but our hand just doesn't beat a Hollow One anyways. I think this is a mulligan. I think it's a mulligan. Yeah, I mean, I lose to, like, their deck. For sure. You think we're just losing to dredging? like dredging, even if the Strip Mine is good, we're losing to dredging? I don't think I can keep this hand, chat. Nah, I'm just in the tank. It's very bad for stretch. My opponent's checking if there's lag. I don't think this wins, chat. That's my professional opinion. My professional opinion, and I am a professional, let me tell you. My professional opinion here is this hand is not going to beat. Would I keep this on 6? Well, I mean, it depends on which card. I guess you're getting rid of Mental Misstep on 6, maybe. I'm gonna mulligan. I believe I can find a Leyline. That's a Ravenous Trap, a basic swamp. 7! No! Mulligan. Yo, this is so sad, bro. Give me a Leyline. All right, boom, got it. Put 3 cards back. Twister, Swamp, and Ponder? Fantastic. I have a Leyline. They have a 7-card hand, chat. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm so dead. My deck is just so bad against Dredge. Maybe I should not even have Dredge hate in my sideboard if I just can't ever win anyways. All right, what'd they pitch? They pitched Serum Powder, Dark Aviva. That's not very good. How does our deck beat Hollow One? That's the fun part. We don't. All right, I have an Undercity Sewers to help us find Ancestral Recall. That's a Force. That's no good. Yuriko Tiger's Shadow. Adri, you are very much overestimating our ability to deal with a 4/4 for free. It is not very beatable, actually. I definitely don't like bringing Consign to try to do that, even on the play. If my opponent casts a Hollow One, I am absolutely forced to force it, which is not good. It means my deck is not in a good place, man.
I'm only going to get 20 QPs, which means I don't even have enough to play in the next QP event. Oh, wait, they're past the turn. Yeah, but no, I'm not saying that Kaido can't do it, but how are you putting a Kaido into play? Where's the Kaido? How do I get a million mana? All right, if my opponent bricks again here, and then they're gonna. Oh no, they're not activating anymore. That can't be good. I think that means that they have Vigor with Force backup. Yup. I tried, chat. I simply did not draw 2 blue cards. Strip mine! Game! It's just not a beatable matchup, I don't think. Oh, man. Maybe our initial hand would have been pretty good against their hand. They didn't really... I don't know. I don't know, man. Oh, it's so sad. So sad. Bro, please let me play. Let me play the game. Nah, man. Not like this. Not like this. Yeah. This is about right. I'm pretty happy that I chose not to play Wastelands against all the decks we played against today. Like, our mana base was already fragile. I don't think our deck can afford to play Wastelands, so... I don't know. We tried. I did my best, chat. I drew a land. Twisting is like actively bad for me. How many Icarids do they have? Too many Icarids. And I can't dig through time. Like, if I could dig through time for a Rav Trap, there's like... I guess like I can't even Rav Trap because they're playing around Rav Trap. Alright, I'm gonna cast Time Twister, chat. For you. I'm doing it for my people. Give me out, 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 give me out. Okay, so yes, that was in fact a top 8 with ninjas, and I'm glad we dodged Dredge for 6 straight rounds, because by God, we are never beating a Dredge player. I mean, maybe if our 7-card hand had a ley line. If our 7-card hand had a ley line, then like we could actually like play cards out, you know, wasteland our opponent. We had to mold too deep for a ley line, and that was the end all be all there. But we top 8'd, so that is probably I think that is in fact the first vintage top 8 for Kaito Bane of Nightmares. So that's really sweet. It's been a long time since I've seen a Mystic Sanctuary in the top 8. Yuriko in the top 8. Not the first Yuriko top 8, but not the first Ingenious Infiltrator top 8 either. But the first Kaido top 8, so... Yeah, I think this deck is sweet. It's definitely not tuned. It is definitely very rough around the edges. Yeah, we had Kaido on the board a couple times. It surveilled, remember? It's surveilled once. I think this deck requires some tuning, and I'm not sure how you would want to approach the Dredge matchup. Maybe you just need 8 cards in your sideboard. I wanted to have like a more fleshed out sideboard, right? Where I have a lot of Jewel hate, right? Maybe I have too much Doomsday hate, but for the matchups we played today, our sideboard worked out really well, right? We played against Mono White, we played against Doomsday.
We didn't end up playing against Jewel, so the null rods didn't end up getting used. But the rest of the sideboard worked out pretty well. So maybe, you know, you could trim a Fluster, and maybe I don't know if Knight of Infamy actually looked quite good. So maybe Knight of Infamy stays. There's possibilities that we don't have enough lands in our deck, but we have a lot of lands, to be perfectly honest. Like 16, including Sync with Moxen, Ponders. It's hard to say. The Bowmasters were definitely the worst card in the deck today. I would say the Bowmasters were the worst card in the deck, but you do need like a certain amount of creatures to be able to do your ninjutsu things, so it's a little tough. I don't know. We'll have to think about it. Either way, thanks for watching. If you're in the Twitch chat, make sure you check out the YouTube channel where this is going to be uploaded. People watching on YouTube, remember, new content Monday, Wednesday, Friday. See you then.